All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who it is. Yours truly, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic live stream for you guys today. Sincerely hope everybody's having a blessed day. You know, the good doctor is having a great day. So let's go ahead and do our quick shout outs as we always do. Quick time check, somewhere around 9:30 in the AM Philippine time. So that makes it 8:30 and some change Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 to my people out there in the Central, and of course 5:30 and some change in the PM for all of my people representing that West Coast. Again, I sincerely hope everybody's having a blessed day because the good doctor is having one. Uh, I want to go ahead and break this one in real quick because you guys may be a little bit interested in what I'm trying to put down for you guys this evening. All right. So let me go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. You would be surprised at some of the most interesting things that I've seen foreigners do when they're trying to get rid of pesos just before they leave the country. Well, without further ado, you only have about four options, okay? Only four options you can actually do before you leave. Option number one, you can convert it back to US dollar or convert it back to your country's home currency. You can keep it, you can give it away, or you can do the final option. Give me a second. I wrote that one down. 1 second. You can, or spend it, right? You can either spend it, keep it, and hold it for your next trip, convert it back to your country's currency, or you could give it away. And I can honestly say that there was one time in my life where I actually became someone's charitable project. That's the funny thing that I want to talk to you guys about. There was one time when I became someone's charitable project. Let me explain. So I knew somebody who was, I ended up chopping it up with a foreigner that was in Manila with me, and we were, kicking it for a little bit, having fun and going around and stuff like that. Pretty decent dude, you know. It was just a good time and shit. And he was leaving the next day, and I said, man, salute to you, bro. I said, I hope you have a great trip. And so next thing I know, he hands me like 2,000 pesos, like I'm like a prostitute or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this for? I'm like, man, what you doing with that? He's like, man, I'm about to fly out tomorrow. I ain't gonna spend it. I'm not gonna use it. So here, just keep it. I'm like, bro, you can, spend it on something. Get some pasalubong to some gifts for like family and shit. He said, I already bought that. I said, okay, keep it for your next trip. He said, man, I'm not sure when I'm coming back here. And then I was like, shit, keep it or do something with it. But he's like, nah, man, I'd rather give it to you, man, because I know you're gonna put it to good use. I mean, we went back and forth for probably about 5 minutes because I'm just not, I'm not good for people just giving me shit like that. Not in person like that. So he's like, nah, man, it's good. He's like, just treat yourself, man, to whatever you want. Put it on my tab, right? And I was like, you cool motherfucker, man. And that was the time when I became someone's charitable project. He handed me 2,000 pesos. Kind of felt used and abused. I guess that's how those Filipinos feel when you give them money and shit. I was just a little out of element, man, because I was like, man, I'm just not used to people just giving me money like that. That's just not normal. Not no foreigner giving another foreigner money unless they're buying something from them or whatever. But he was like, nah, man, you good, man. It's good that you do that. But again, for those of you that have ever been in a situation where you've had leftover pesos, however you pronounce it, what would you recommend somebody do with it? Would you recommend them go ahead and spend it all out the gate? Would you recommend them hold it down and keep it until their next trip coming to the Philippines? Would you recommend them just to convert it back to their own home currency? Or would you recommend them to give it away or put it towards a good cause, whatever you want to call it? Now, again, this was before I even had a YouTube channel that I met this dude. He was pretty decent dude. So, I really couldn't, there was no reason for him to really give it to me and whatnot. But he just said, man, fuck it. I'd rather you have it because I know you're going to use it and put it towards something good or, put it, whatever it may be. So I was like, are you sure? Because I'm not fond of people just throwing that shit at me like that. But he was mad chill about it. And he's like, here, bro, just take it. Just take it. So I'm like, hey, man, I'm 2,000 pesos richer, man. I'm like, this is crazy. That shit just don't normally happen every day because you don't normally meet a lot of cool, laid back, chill foreigners that are willing to just give you money just like that. It's rare. And, like I said, there are rare people that you'll come across in your life and shit. that really do mad chill shit, like shit that you don't expect them to do because you're so used to dealing with foreigners that may not be above board or maybe shisty or maybe fucked up in some way, shape, or form. So it's very rare that you actually meet somebody who's mad chill. Shout out to my boy HT Logistics because you guys saw the video. That was my OG. We met. You guys saw that. So it's very rare that you meet people like that. People willing to have your back when it comes to stuff like that. So out of the four options, I'll explain my whole thought process and philosophy on them, and then I'll go ahead and run to the chat real quick. So, like I said, you got four options. You can either spend it. Now, if you do spend it, you kind of break even. You don't leave with anything. You kind of just leave with whatever you came to the country with. No extra pesos, whatever it may be. You just get rid of it. All right. Then you have the option to keep it. I think keeping a little bit of pesos, however you pronounce it, keeping a little bit in your pockets, until your next trip will definitely work to your benefit to an extent. That way, just in case you come back into the country and you don't have any time to stop by a money changer, or you don't have time to, or maybe there's no money changer where you are, not open, or whatever it may be. It's always good to have an additional couple hundred to 1,000 pesos, however you pronounce it, into your name. So hold on to it, and to do encourage that as well. How much you keep, that is dependent upon you. If you want to, what did I say? You can either spend it, you can either keep it, or convert it. If you're going to convert your money back to your home currency, you're going to end up taking a loss already, because when you convert back, you always take a peso or two off of the actual price. Like, for example, if I'm going to buy if I'm going to buy at the rate of 50, if I'm going to buy, when I sell it back, it's going to probably be at the rate of 51. So I'm going to take a loss regardless. It's not a big loss. It's not enough to break the bank, but of course it's enough to where you want to it's enough for you to say, damn, I'd rather just keep the pesos rather than take the loss. Or what I discourage in most situations, make somebody a charitable project, just give the money away. Now that sounds weird, and I'm not talking about just give it away. More so, it'll probably come along the lines of spending it. But I mean, if you don't have any reason to use it, you can either spend it. Like I said, buy yourself something nice before you leave, a Starbucks coffee or whatever, a tumbler or whatever the fuck. You can convert it back. You can either, what did I say? You can buy something, convert it back, keep it for yourself, or give it away. And again, that time that dude gave me that money, it was weird. It was weird, but it was like it was above board. Like, you come across people that are really chill about it, and they're like, you know what, man, I like you, man. You're a cool dude, and I know you're gonna put the money towards something good. You know what I'm saying? So of course I put it towards the Booty Loo fund, like I always do. Of course, I gotta put it in the investment fund. So, we it was just a good time, and it was just like a good deed. You can kind of consider it a good deed. You'll never use it. You never know when you're coming back, because you haven't really made any plans to come back. So that's exactly how it all went down. So again, guys, if you had the option, that's what we're going to talk about in the chat today. I want you guys to answer me specifically. If you had the option to either spend the money, keep the money for your next trip, convert it back, or give it away, which one would you choose? Many of you would probably not choose give it away. But if you had a creative way of giving it away, which one would you choose? And now we run to the chat. I see my boy Derek, always supporting the channel, man. I appreciate you, my G. My man Cam Wise in the building, man. Long time no see, brother, man. I see you first one in the building. Of course, my man Daniel second. I see Tim. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. Magandang my guy, magandang gabi, magandang hapon, which means good morning, good evening, and of course, good afternoon, depending on where you guys are in the world today. But mostly it's the evening time for you guys out there in the good old United States of America. So if you're not reporting from the U.S., please let me know where you are in the world today and give me your official time check. Cam says, I have a year to spare and 1K per month. Hey, man, spend your time, G. He says, what's the cost of a nice condo in the city center of Davao? Probably about 500. I think a good average cost for a condo rental, like an Airbnb or whatever it may be, will be about 500 a month. So we're looking at roughly 25,000. Now, you actually do have the option of finding like a little boarding house type space to rent out for yourself, and you can come out relatively cheaper doing things like So you can, like I said, guys, you can definitely come out, better if you're gonna stay for at least a year. You can go ahead and put like a down payment on a place, like rent wise, down payment plus 1 month's rent, the whole nine like that. You could do that, and you can find a place anywhere between 8, 9, 10, maybe even topping out at about 12,000, and they're pretty good, decent places. Again, that's in the city center as well. So you can probably find some pretty decent places with the kind of money that you have to spare. Cam says, I'm wondering if I can get a nice condo for 300 and lazy around with the other 700. It is possible. 300 runs you about 15K. You can definitely find you a place for 15K. But remember, if you're going to take the secondary option, like I specifically told you, putting the down payment, you got to do all that up front. Normally they ask deposit plus 1 month up front and then present month. So you might have 3 payments. Some people only ask for deposit and then 1 month up front. So it just depends on you. And you say you want to spend the entire year just relaxing, reading, learning, gym, and eating. And you can do all of those on a budget. I would hope that you could come with a little bit more than 1,000 just in case, because there's a video that I do have coming out that would definitely address that. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it, but you want to take into consideration the changing of exchange rates and stuff like that. So you definitely want to make sure you have enough money to cover just in case during that year the rate goes down, and you're not changing out little money, or getting little money for the 1,000 that you have to access to hold on to for the rest of that year, or that per month that you're trying to hold on to. My man BK's in the building. Salute to my brother. How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming through. Dave Wise, always a pleasure to have you in the building as well. Lost the note, man. What's going on, brother, man? Always glad to have you guys in the building. Smooth Riffs, my G. What's going on with you, my OG? Good to see you here. Joe, hello, Joe. What's up, man? He says, I usually spend it and find one person and give about $50 to. The person I gave it last was a person changing garbage bags on High Fashion Street. Okay. Like I said, man, what would you guys do if you had these leftover pesos? How would you spend it? I'm definitely what it is. He said he was surprised and thankful. That's normally how it is with people who don't expect money to come their way. It definitely boost a person's spirit. Like when somebody didn't have to do something and they do it because they want to, that's the type of shit that it makes you feel good as a person, but it also just makes that person feel like there are nice people in the world. I didn't see it coming, but definitely definitely makes life a little bit more interesting at times like that. Like I said, I ain't expect the dude to come out of pocket with $2,000. He says, man, I have no use for it. I don't plan on coming back anytime soon, so I want you to have it. It's just crazy like that. My man Terry Edwards, do something strange for a little piece of change. Bro, stop quoting my favorite movie, Friday After Next, bro. You crazy. My man Malcolm, Mr. MJB, in the place to be. What's going on, brother, man? Appreciate you coming through. Of course, Derek, I see you, my brother. Thank you for being a part of the team, for sure. My man Pedro's in the building. What's going on, man? He says, I budget what I come with and spend it all when it comes to vacations. So you have no plan on bringing anything back? You don't plan on converting it back? You don't plan on doing something charitable with it? I mean, because when you say you spend it all, that means you plan on coming back with nothing. So I feel you. If that's the way you want it to be, that's the way it's going to be. My man Lost to No Man says, depends on the amount that I have. If it's a small amount, I give it away. If it's a large amount, I convert it. If I do know I'll be going back, I'll try to have maybe 50. So Lost to No Man, let me ask you a quick question. What constitutes a large amount and what constitutes a small amount? Like, how much money would you, if you had it left over to convert in peso or peso, however you pronounce it, how much would you consider convertible and how much would you consider like, fuck it, man, I'll just give it away? My man Cam White says, I am a 2-week millionaire with the pesos. So you're going to start throwing it around. I see you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think we got to do a 2-week millionaire video, guys. If you guys want to hear a 2-week millionaire video, please leave it in the chat. Say yes or press 1 if you want to hear a 2-week millionaire video. If you guys want me to make a video about the 2-week millionaires, just my quick philosophy on the whole ideologies, I will definitely do it if you guys want it. My man Smooth Riff says, give it to your girl to keep. That's true. If you do have a young lady that you're, hanging out with or something like that, I would definitely think it would not be a bad idea to give it to her. say, baby, I got this left over, so here. But let's say, for example, you don't have a young lady, because of course that would probably be the option that many men would go for if that is their lady. Now, this is a lady you're committed to, or whatever it may be, or a girl that's been around for a while, somebody you can count on and rely on. So you wanted to have a little bit of extra change to her pocket. That's cool. I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. My man MD, what's going on, Playboy? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. My man Cam says, I usually give leftover local currency to the homeless. Hey, I'm not against that either, man. That's always a good idea. It's always a good gesture. And I think that this topic is a good, interesting one, because you never know what people are going to do with their leftover pesos. Tell me if you've ever heard this topic before. I would be interested to know if anybody's ever covered this one, because I might be the first. I want to say that I'm the first. I doubt it. YouTube, everybody's talked about it, but I wonder if I am the first. And if you found somebody who talked about it before me, leave that YouTuber's name in the chat, because if it's possible, I'd be like, damn, make me feel bad about myself, thinking I'm trying to be creative for you people. And I'm falling short. But yeah, definitely, I'm not against giving away a little bit of change, to people who need it, the less fortunate. People that I see are less fortunate, not just people that I hear that tell me they are less fortunate, of course. My man Malcolm says, I have currency left from last trip. I just take it with me next time. See? So Malcolm decided that he was going to take his money and bring it back next time. You see, everybody's ideology is different. So, this is what I like when I bring it to the table, because everybody's not going to have the same answer. Pedro said he'll spend it all. My man, Cam said he'd give a little bit left over to the less fortunate. Malcolm says, I'll keep it. See, so everybody has a different answer when it comes to this. This is why I like bringing topics to the table to my people. All right, my man Cam says, no point in taking it home unless I plan on coming back quickly. Learned my lesson when I took 100 pounds home and lost it. Oh, damn. 100 pounds is a lot of money. Isn't 100 pounds roughly like 250? Or is it? No, it's about $150, right? No, I'm sorry. You said 100 pounds. 100 pounds is about $150, I think. Still a lot of money. Shit. That shit makes me cringe, man. Yeah, last thing you want to do is lose it. I would hope that you would put the money in a place that, you wouldn't lose it. But of course, you're right, though, man. Unless you plan on having frequent trips or quick turnarounds between trip to trip, maybe bringing it home may not be such a great idea. MD, yes, those were prices that I was quoting in Davao. I think an Airbnb, you can get away for the whole 30 days, the whole month, maybe about 500. But if you do find a nice little apartment to rent, if you plan on staying long term, like my man Cam said, about a year, you can definitely get you a nice place or so that could run you about 12 to 15,000, which runs about the $300 budget that he said he would be okay with spending. So if you do that route. But then again, he has to realize that you got to pay a lot up front. That's the only thing that I don't like. You'll be paying a lot up front. Of course, like I said, it'll either be down payment or deposit, down payment, and then first month up front, or it may just be deposit and then first month advance. It just depends on what the landlord or the person that you're renting from asks you to do for him. So Daniel said, or her, I'm sorry. Daniel says, how is it that expat community in Davao, or he said, how is the expat community? Okay, in Davao, or is it small to really say? There is no expat. Well, I'm lying. There is an expat community, I guess, but they're so spread out, man. It's like cockroaches, man. You'll see one here, you'll see one there, you'll see one every now and again, But if you do hang out at the embassy, not the embassy, what do they call it? Immigration office. That's where you see all the foreigners. But then what you'll start to realize, guys, and this is what I learned since I've been here in Davao. What I learned since, when I had to go to the immigration office and start doing my paperwork and everything like that, what I learned about the expat community in Davao City is most of them don't live in Davao City. A lot of them travel to Davao City just to do immigration paperwork, but you'll see some of them in Digos. You'll hear that some of them are in Jensen. You'll hear some that are in Davao, but they're in Davao, but they're spread out all over the place. There isn't a large enough community. I don't think that there's a large enough population of foreigners in Davao City to consider it a community, if I had to be honest. But then again, I mean, like I say, where two people meet, what if my boy Eyes On in the building, he would definitely tell me where two people meet, something, something that the Bible said, man. I always fuck it up, but he knows what it is. But hey, man, that works for me. Like I said, not seeing a lot of foreigners is definitely to my benefit as well. I do pretty well for myself. Um, I do pretty well in Davao. So that's all I could ever ask for. My time in Davao has been priceless this time around. It really has. Malcolm says probably the ever popular Davao prices. Davao prices are cheap as fuck. But then again, I will not sit there and lie to you and tell you that things aren't shifting the way that I expected that they would. Things are starting to get up there in price, but they'll never charge you or cost you more than you'll find in like Manila or something like that. Because again, you have to make sure that the prices are reasonable for the locals. So nothing to ever go too dramatic. But then again, you have to make sure that you take into consideration that maybe foreigner price. The only time that they can't really get you for foreigner price is if they actually tell you the price of the place before they see you. They can't up the price. Let's say that you tell them, I'm gonna be here for a long time. I'm gonna commit to an X amount, like a 6 month contract or whatever. Then again, we don't really encourage that. But if you do stuff like that, you can always guarantee yourself a lower price. There's always room for negotiation. You know how it goes. Everywhere in the Philippines, always room for negotiation. My man Rain Man in the building. What's going on, brother? Please appreciate you being here with the good doctor. I see we got about 30 individuals watching, guys. Please make sure you get the likes up for the good doctor. He would highly appreciate that. You know that the likes are free. You guys want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you guys come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Nayon den. All right. So Malcolm says, I just gave it to someone less fortunate because I know I will you said you'll spend it on something replaceable. And I like that. I mean, I enjoy that everybody's answer is not the same. This is why I bring the topics to the table, because you guys are definitely going to give me something that I can garnish or learn. It helps me learn a little bit more about you guys, and it helps you guys learn a little bit more about myself. Like I say, sometimes for me, if I leave, I know that I'm coming back. So chances are I will keep a fair amount of it for myself. But if I have a little extra and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to take this much home with me, you know what I'll do? I'll trick a little bit out to somebody and say, you know what, here, man, I feel, or I will use it to buy a meal at Jollibee for somebody that I see sitting outside. Maybe I'll buy like a kid, a Jollibee meal or something, put some food on somebody's stomach, something to make me feel good about me, but more so to help out the people that I see that are less fortunate. And again, we can't come to the country and change shit like we want to, but then again, we can also do something nice on our way out. Kind of like our farewell to the Philippines. That's the way I like to see it. Guys, give me a second. I gotta adjust myself real quick. Hold on. All right. All right, I'm back. All right, hold on. Let me see what we got. My damn laptop's acting up, guys. Okay. Uh my man Byron says interesting topic. Gotta cut out. He said gotta cut out. All right, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. Just watch the replay when you get it. My man Terry says I gave an extra tip to the girl cleaning the room at the hotel. Not a bad idea. Like I say, everybody has a different way of using their money whenever it's left over and it's crunch time, and you ain't got no real use for it. You have to figure out what you want to do with your leftover money. So again, I'm all over it. So all right, I see you guys hit one in the chat, so that may be a topic for future reference. The 2-week millionaire. I want you guys to hold me to that topic and make sure I don't forget to do it. If I don't give it to you within the next couple of weeks, I don't want to do a live show on it because we talk about it a lot, but I definitely want to make it a video. So I'll just give my general opinion of the 2-week millionaire and, talk about it in its essence, what it really means to be a 2-week millionaire. Then it gives you guys something to comment on and whatnot. So we're going to do that topic hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So we can get my personal opinion on it, and then to give you guys a chance to speak on it too. My man Captain Spalding, what's going on, brother? He says, I just keep it for the next trip. I got 8,500 for my next trip. That's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money to hold on to. But then again, let me ask you a quick question, guys. Because to me, that would be a fair amount of money to change back. That would at least get you about $200 US. That's about roughly a little under 200 US. But I mean, is it worth it to hold on to that kind of money? Because what I'm thinking is, what are your thoughts on the idea that when you bring that money back, it may not be worth as much as it was when you actually got it. Does that really make any difference to you guys? Think about it. If you got 8,500 pesos, let's say you got that 8,500 at the rate of 50, you come back and the rate's 55. So technically it's not worth as much, or does that shit not even bother you? That's a good question that I want to see what you guys got to say about that one. My man MD says that's what I always do. I'll always give my fiance whatever I have left over. Like I said, that typically works. If you got a girl or somebody with you, that would probably be where that would probably be exactly where I would send it. Put it in her pocket, make sure she has some extra. Whatever she spends it on is up to her. That is not my call. She spends it how she chooses to. My man Cam Y says you should interview my friend if you want a view into the 2 week millionaire life. He spent 12K in 2 weeks. Hey man, let me holler at your boy. That would be interesting. It would probably be better if I can get somebody on that could represent the 2 week millionaire. Like, and I'm talking about some serious prices. 12K in 2 weeks definitely constitutes the 2 week millionaire, because I would want him to give me a breakdown. So yeah, that might be a good one-on-one interview, man. A lot of people will be like, he's crazy, but that's what you do when you only got 2 weeks to blow your wad, figuratively and literally. You guys know where I'm coming from. Cam Y said, and he spent it in Southeast Asia. It doesn't even have to be in the Philippines. It could be anywhere, man. I want to know where he spent his money, and what he spent it on, other than girls, of course. Joe says, I randomly find the less fortunate. Okay, so that's what you do with your extra money. That's cool. Lost to Nomad says $50 to $100 I'll keep. 50 or less give away or use at the airport. He said if it's a decent exchange rate, I'll convert it to dollar if 125 US or more. Okay, I feel you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Rainman says, I take my extra pesos with me since I usually go back to the Philippines after 6 months. All right, so you hold on to yours. I would probably hold on to mine as well. My man Trent Knight in the building. What's going on, Playboy? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. I see we got 29 watching. Hope we got 29 likes at least. Please get the likes up, because everybody knows that likes are free. If you want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doctor is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of time with him today. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. My man Pedro says, I think when some of us travel, we budget some money to give away. I've never thought about that. Interesting. Do you guys budget money to give away? I'm definitely interested to hear what you got to say about that, because when I take vacations, I usually take extended vacations, such as the one I'm on now. So, I didn't really budget in money to give away, but I did budget money for like a throwaway account. Like, you're going to spend a little bit extra. I did have a little bit of like an extra. I set aside extra money just for, other stuff, that I would probably spend outside of taking care of my physiological needs, place to stay, water, food, the basics. And that could possibly be considered, a little extra throwaway money too, if I want to give a little bit away. But I've never known anybody to budget money to give away, but that is probably not too far-fetched for somebody like me, and probably like somebody here in the chat as well. So definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say about that. My man Malcolm says, well, you get what you pay for, so don't expect anything more or less. Okay. Eddie Jackson, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. He says, are you the only black expat in Davao City? Am I the only one? I've seen a couple of brothers. I've seen a couple, not too many. But like I said, let me tell you the truth. I've seen a couple of Black Americans at the embassy, or the immigration. Why do I say embassy? I've seen them at immigration, and those two brothers that I talked to told me that they don't live in Davao City. They live in Jensen, and they live outside of the city. So most people who go to Davao City mostly come to Davao City specifically for immigration purposes. Maybe they stay a little longer, but a lot of them are just scattered all around. So, you may see them rarely. There's only one guy that has been consistently in Davao that I see regularly since I've been there. And I've seen him one time since I've been back, and he's still here. He just happens to be a Jehovah's Witness, so he's church related. And, I kind of try to avoid him. No disrespect. I like the guy. But, he's always trying to invite me to come to his church, and that's just not my steez. That's not my thing. But, I do see him. He's the only one that I've seen consistently in Davao City. But other than that, I may spot one. If you want to see something stupid, if you guys have the time, I don't think you guys have the time or don't care to see the effort in this, but the video that I did, when I flew to Davao City from Manila, like my flight to Davao City from Manila, there was one black guy on that flight. And when I was at the baggage claim trying to get my bag, I walked right past him. You probably wouldn't have seen him. It would have been a quick glance, but yeah, that was one African American guy on that flight. I gave him a head nod. He gave me the head nod back, and we kept it moving. That's kind of how it went. But yeah, there's not too many of us in Davao. I'm not gonna lie, but I like it. I can't lie, dude. I love it. I love being one of very few. It makes me part of an exclusive club. And if y'all want to come out here and check it out, most of y'all will leave because y'all be like, "Oh, Davao's so boring." So it works for me on twofold. So I'm straight. But I bet you that I bet you there's no one representing Davao City like I do. So that's all it is. I'm at AJ in the building. What's going on, brother, man? I hope you appreciate the content tonight. Definitely hope you guys get the likes up on the video, man. And I hope for sure that you enjoy your upcoming vacation. Make sure that bus ride doesn't kill you. Make sure that you suck it up on that 18-hour layover, man, and stick it out and keep it coming. Terry Edwards says, most foreigners I met in the Philippines, most of them kept to themselves. Exactly. I don't have too many people that were really cool and friendly, but that guy who hooked me up with those pesos, or pesos, however you pronounce it, he definitely, he was a cool guy. Didn't ask him for anything. He didn't ask me for anything. We kind of just went out and chilled. I paid a bill sometimes. Maybe he paid a bill sometimes. It was just one of those moments, man. Because you very rarely meet people like that. And when you meet those type of people, those are the people that you keep around and that you keep close. All right, for sure. My man Trent says Cowboy Nation all day and every day for sure. You sad, man. But yo, man, your Cowboys are 7-5, so I give them credit. They beat a 10-1 team. Now they made them 10-2. So I made a lot of money on that because I bet against the Saints. So thank you, Cowboys. Even though I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan through and through, bleed black and gold to the day that I die. I got to give Cowboys credit where credit is due because I made bank on that particular game because everybody was going against them. You know how a game goes. But my man Smooth Riff says, what about putting your leftovers into your bank account if you're in the Philippines? Well, good question. You got to have a Philippine bank account at first. And I do have, so I do keep some money over there, not too much, just because, last thing I told you guys about my little snafu at the bank before. So I'm very sketchy about the bank. Unless I'm actually physically there, I'm not keeping a lot of money in there. But, again, guys, I want to know what you guys would do. How would you spend your money, or what would you do with your leftover pesos, however you pronounce it? Spend it, keep it, give it away, convert it. That's what we're asking today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the team. Definitely make sure that you leave your answers down here in the chat so that we can get to it. Smooth says, definitely it's probably not a bad idea to leave some in the bank for a return trip. I do agree. You should be able to do that. Eyes on. I was waiting for you, brother. I was trying to find that quote about when two people meet, like the Jesus quote that was in the Bible. I know you're going to give it to me, man. I was just, I'll be fucked up. But yeah, man. Appreciate you for being here in the building. My man Joe says gave old lady back. You gave it? You said you gave your money to an old lady that was begging? Is that what you said? Or clarify that one for me, please. My man Daniel says the people I hang out with in the Philippines were all Filipinas or Pinoys or Pinais. I tend to stay away from foreigners. What do you spend your time in the Philippines, Mike? I don't have any foreigner friends. I'm sorry, I had one foreigner friend. I don't have too many foreigner friends because there's not that many foreigners in Davao, so my selection is relatively limited. So I'm mostly hanging out with Filipinos. Most of the people that I do hang out with, honest to God, are my girlfriend's friends. I don't really have too many friends like for myself. I got a couple that I fuck with, people that I went to school with. My true close friend, he's in New Zealand now. Shout out to my boy. He'll probably never hear me, but shout out to my guy. He's really he's somebody that we went to school together all the way through to my master's degree. When he got his master's degree, he stepped out of the country. I stayed through my doctorate, and that's kind of how it went. But yeah, like I said, my time with foreigners are limited. It takes a very special person, for me to actually fuck with you. Like, you got to really bring something to the table, for me to actually fuck with you like that. Like, for most of my people here in the chat, I'll definitely hang out with you guys because I feel like you guys are pretty chill people. But like, I don't just hang out with nobody. I'm very, very closed off. I'm very, very, I'm always to myself, and I do that for good reason. But like I said, I'll open myself up to a chosen few. Like I said, I hung out with my boy HT. Y'all saw that. And that was one of the best times I ever had, man, because I was around my kind of people, number one, aka foreigners that I actually fuck with. And we were able to have a chill time, man. That shit don't come around often. That's why, those times you cherish. The time that I was with BGC, out there in BGC, although people shitted on me for that video for no fucking reason, hanging out with my boy BGC Mike, who I see in the building. What's going on, man? I see you, World Traveler, and my boy JD and shit. That was probably the times that I respect the most. And that's just, you just can't take that type of shit for granted. Because these are real fucking people. Like, I know that outside of YouTube, if we never, if I never did another YouTube video ever again, I know that I would continue to reach out, conversate, and politic, and have conversations with these people because, I learn from them. They're knowledgeable and they're everything. So that's why I fuck with them. And that's just what that's what I'm about. I'm about surrounding myself with people who provide value, people who bring something to the table, something, good conversation and shit like that. So you may not get that in everybody, that's for sure. Lost the Nomad says, he said, I spent about 5,000 in 3 weeks once in the Philippines. That definitely constitutes, that's a pretty decent amount of money. The two, well, you're a 3-week millionaire, but that's still about the same. My man Law says, I will never budget for giveaways. Usually only give out change or buy food for someone. Exactly. That's what I do too. I just buy food. My man Halo. Is it Hello Dregs? Gotta get me right, man. I know I'll be fucked up. He said extra pesos going straight to Dr. Mike TV. Shout out. If you're gonna send your boy them extra pesos, man, the good doctor would highly appreciate that. No bullshit. But I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being part of the channel, man. My man Malcolm says, damn, Jehovah's Witnesses in the Philippines. Oh, no, yes. But they don't go door to door knocking. See, that's the thing about the Jehovah's Witnesses in the Philippines. They don't go door to door knocking. You know what they do? They set up this damn stand with all them damn pamphlets, and they got two girls with these damn Jehovah's Witness tags on, dressed down, dressed really godlike. And these girls will be trying to stop you in the mall, trying to have a damn conversation with you that you really don't want to have with them because you're not going to hook up with any of these girls because they really into their Jehovah's Witnesses program. And no disrespect if you're a Jehovah's Witness. I'm just having fun. But yeah, they set up in the mall. They don't go door to door in the Philippines. I haven't had any of them come to my door when I was living there. So that was pretty funny though. Gotta love it though, man. But he was, man, and I avoided that man like the plague. The only brother in the Philippines that I saw consistently, and I had to avoid him because he was gonna try to invite me to his church, and his church was far as hell. I'm like, I can't do that. But again, guys, the question of the day is, how would you spend? What would you do with your leftover pesos? Would you spend it, convert it, keep it, give it away? You guys have the floor, all right? Terry Ever says, Mike, you have to avoid Jehovah's Witnesses in the Philippines too. Yes, man, I be ducking and dodging that, bro, man, and I feel bad because we're one of a very chosen few in the country, and I gotta avoid them. It's a damn shame, but it is what it is, man, and I am not against it, man. If I gotta duck and dodge and see you in the mall, and I gotta hide from you just so I don't have to have a conversation with you, I will do it. Dr. Mike is not above hiding from people if I got to. And I hate that I have to do it, but sometimes a man got to do what a man's got to do. My man MD says, I wouldn't want to be around that many foreigners either. Nah, it's really not that fun. I mean, I didn't come to the Philippines to hang out with foreigners. Duh. But I'm not against kicking it with a chosen few. You know how I do. Trent says, give away to the homeless for sure. All right. Like I said, nothing wrong with that. My man Eddie says, I was told that Davao is dangerous for foreigners because of the Muslims. How long do you stay in Davao? Do you stay 3 months, 6 months at a time? Eddie Jackson, I lived in Davao for 10 years, brother. Lived in Davao for 10 years of my life. I went to school in Davao City from my bachelor's degree all the way through to my doctorate degree. Never had a fucking problem with the Muslim community. They were pretty cool. Nobody fuck with me. I didn't fuck with them. Davao City, more specifically. Now, Davao region, I can't speak for areas outside of the city, man. I ain't really hang out there. That wasn't my forte. That wasn't my steez. But, I lived there for 10 years, man. And I still continue to vacation there. Never been a problem for me. Shouldn't be a problem for many of you guys either. So, again, I just want you guys to understand that the good doctor has zero problems with, my time in Davao. And I don't think that many of you guys will have problems with the Muslim community. You leave them be and they will leave you be too. The best way that I could possibly say it. Let me get back to this chat. My bad. But yeah, Eddie, man, I didn't have too many problems with Jehovah's Witnesses, man. My man, Anti-Gravity 74 in the building. What's going on? I'm gonna call you the COO. You are the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer of the Bootaloo Investment Fund. I'm gonna go ahead and knight you with that right now. My man, Ray Moore, David, what's going on, brother, man? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being part of the team. He says, I normally take my leftover pesos home, but if it's a large, he said, but it's large sums like 25,000 to 35,000. Good God, man. You must plan on making frequent trips to the Philippines. I would probably keep like $1,000 to my name. And I understand, but yeah, I'm sorry. Let me make that abundantly clear that I keep about $1,000 to my name simply because I have a bank account in the Philippines, so I don't have to hold on to serious amounts of money. All right, guys, the good doctor has to take a brief momentary break and give me about a few seconds, man. I got to go take care of something real quick, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Hold on. My bad. I had to take a momentary break. All right, let me see what we got. I got to find out where I was. My man Rayman says Dr. Robles would. Hey, Rayman, don't be talking like that. I'm in a relationship. Yes, MD's right, though, Eddie. Davao is probably okay, but Mindanao, definitely something you should probably worry about. Raymond says they be waiting outside the stores with pamphlets. Most of the time, I see them in a mall or like outside of malls, though, for sure. My man AJ says I try to spend less than 1K when I visit. I'm there to relax, and spending doesn't make me relax. Yeah, if I got to take an L on some money, probably not necessarily something that I would be interested in either. Malcolm, you dumb as hell, man. He says sometimes the guys use the Lord to get them panties. And he probably is, man. He probably is on some low shit trying to get them laid or some shit. I can't even call it. I don't bother that man. That man don't bother me. True that, world traveler. The dogs will probably get them. You know, them ass gals and shitty ass dogs gonna be biting people in the ass and shit. So you probably won't see them going door to door. My man Eddie Goodman in the building. What's going on, family, man? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor today. I see we got about 36 individuals watching. The good doctor is happy to have all of you here. So that means I should be having 36 likes when I look in the the like section or whatever. But I would appreciate you guys getting the likes up for me because you already know that the likes are free. My man Malcolm says, and them girls probably freaks behind the doors, bruh. Don't get me started on church girls in the Philippines, man, or church girls anywhere. You already know what you're going to get when you get with them. Eddie says he's a bit confused. Okay, Eddie, if I can help you out with this one, my brother, when it comes to understanding Davao City versus the Davao region. Davao City is just the city part, but the region is like Mindanao. Davao City is in the Mindanao region, more specifically. So the city part of Davao, perfectly fine. But the outside of that is definitely My bad. All right, I had to put the mic on mute for a second. My bad. But Eddie, I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. I really do. World Traveler says extra pesos is for Sogo time with the tuition girl. Hey man, you're putting it towards a good cause, man. You're helping a young lady further her education. So good for you. Ozone says I don't hide when I don't want to talk to someone or be bothered. I just say get the fuck on, man. Well, I'm a little bit nah. I mean, he's the only other brother in Davao that I ever see, and I don't really hide, but I just walk the other direction and make sure he don't see me, or I'll give him a head nod and keep it moving quickly. Yes, Malcolm, they do act innocent for sure. My man HT Logistics 3434 in the building family. What's going on with you? You know that's my big brother from another. Definitely, fam. If you just stopping in, man, you could kick it with me if you want to come on. I'll bring you on, brother. Let me get through this chat though, because I am so fucking behind. My man AJ says I met an Afghani man in Rosales who said he was a member of ISIS. Well, that sounds fucked up. My man HT says I keep 1,000 on me all the time. Doing too much, I forget. I think I got Alzheimer's. You probably do, bro. You be doing the mostest. You be doing the mostest, but I appreciate you coming through. My man DE in the building. What's going on, brother, man? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love, man. As always, I got to get through this chat, guys. I'm fucking up. My man says, be careful taking out more than 10K out of the Philippines because it is against the law. If you take out more than 10K in pesos, you have to declare it. I did not know that. I thought it was only the equivalent of 10,000 US, but the more you know, man. I don't take out that much, though. I think that's too much. Raymore says, I normally travel to the Philippines twice a year, sometimes 3 times. I am a retired white collar worker. Hey, man, that white collar money makes some good money. So I hope that you're enjoying your time. DE showing you some love, man. I got to get through this chat, man. I'm going to get through it. Give me a second. My man Rain says, if you do not declare the money more than 10K, you're breaking the law and they will confiscate your money. I swear it was only 10,000 US, not 10,000 pesos. But if it's different, please, thank you for letting me know. My man Daniel says, Davao had one of the worst kidnapping of foreigners in the Philippines and had a few big bombings. Yeah, Davao, not necessarily Davao City, but it's all good. Nah, he's not in Davao City now, man. That video, FYI, that video was posted a couple of days. I mean, it was done a couple of weeks back. Yeah, you'll never catch me dead in Davao City. Oh, HT, you gonna tell them that I photoshopped you in, bruh? Don't do me like that. Don't do your boy like that. My man Dubsy in the building. What's going on, chicken? I appreciate you coming through and showing some love to the good doctor. For sure. Hey guys, I like to choke ducks myself. Don't choke any ducks around here, guys. Give me about a split so I can get my big brother on this bitch and we can go ahead and have a quick little conversation. So HT, I'm gonna bring you on. My brother from another, the bad mother trucker himself. Give me a second. I'm gonna make sure that I give you guys some good quality shit because I would love to hear what my man got to say about this topic. I gotta get to the I gotta make it to the what's the problem? I mean, shit, the email real quick. Shit moving slow. Kind of hard for me to do a million things on this computer at one time. I got too much shit open. But that's on me. That's on me. All right, give me a second, guys. You know I got it. You know, I'm glad that I caught up to the chat though, because your boy was fucking slow. My bad though. You know how I do, man. I be slow as hell, but I make sure that I reach everybody. Oh, HT won that game. He beat me. I think HT had the highest score. You know what ended up happening though? I was coming through clutch. Let me tell you what happened. Because what we did is we had the hour bowl, like the 1 hour bowling and shit like that. It was me, Melanie, and HT. My girl didn't bowl that time. She didn't have no shoes and shit. So it cut us off in the middle of our game. I think we were in the last frame, 7th or 8th frame. Man, it got me fucked up, bro. I was on my way to actually winning that game. I was coming through clutch on game number 2, but he came through and, you know, he had the highest score, I think, when the game ended. So, yeah, that fucked me up. Don't play with me with that bullshit. Yeah, but he got me. Oh yeah, Daniel, that night market bombing that was like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, it did happen. It just rarely happens in the city. But most of the conflicts that you hear about in the Davao region happens more so in the Mindanao region. But Terry, I think HT took game one, and we were on our second or our third game, and he got me because they cut us. They cut us for time. But I was coming through clutch in the end, but they got me. It's all good. He said that's 10K if you leaving the US or going to the US with 10K or more, you have to declare dollars. Right. But if you say 10K in pesos, I don't think that that's a problem. US currency is 10,000 maximum to take out US. You must declare that for sure. He said put Houston after your name because it worked when it came to meeting Filipinos. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hold on. There you go. Hey, man, I want to welcome y'all to another classic episode of Dr. Mike TV with one bad mother trucker himself, my big brother from another HT. What's going on with you, brother? What's going on with
All
you,
right.
man?
Before we get into the meat of this, I gotta address something. Um, I know Terry was asking you about, who won. Y'all gotta realize I'm like LeVar Ball, never lost. You know what I'm saying? I don't lose bowling
You,
games. Even
mm,
even if I gotta
mm.
trip somebody before they get the bowling ball, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna find a way to win. What they say about hook or crook.
Yo, you know what the sad part was though? Y'all didn't see this in the video, but Melody started sparing a lot of shit toward the end of that game. She started hitting a lot of pins and shit before they cut us out. I was like,
And
man,
I thought
I
I was
said
gonna have
she,
to trip her up too. You know
you were
what I'm
dead.
saying?
You was
I know
damn close, man.
thought I was gonna have
But
to
yeah,
slide in
man,
front of her.
dude, we had a good time, man, and I'm glad that I was able to share that video with you guys, man. That was definitely fun. So I feel like now the next trip may be me going to Cebu and kicking it in his neck of the woods, and I'll suck it up. I'll do it for the team. But yeah, man. So
Hey,
how's life
if you
treating
get
you,
a,
man? Go ahead.
I'm about to say if you come up though, at least you get a good buffet out of it.
Well,
So
that's true. At the very least, a good buffet is coming my way. But a lot of people were asking me about why we didn't go to Tokyo, because that was where we wanted to go. And I had to tell them that we thought, or you thought, that that was a buffet style Tokyo, but in Davao City they don't have buffet style Tokyo. It's only over the counter. So we kind of switched it up last minute. So yeah,
yeah, 'cause
that was it.
I thought it was like Cebu, where because that's one place. Next time I get back over to Cebu land, that is a buffet review. I'm definitely gonna hit up because a lot of people were actually emailing me about that. You need to go there, but we just never went.
But like I said, man, the thing with you is there's always another chance. There'll always be another opportunity. So how when can they expect to see Big Chris back in good old Sabuti land?
I'm trying to get over there late February. If not, I'll be over there March. But see, I'm going over there. I'm trying to work it out now to where I can be over there like 3 months. I'm gonna just live over there until the rates change in trucking. When things get back and ain't no more snow, I'll come back. So that'll be like late May. But I'm gonna be over there for a minute.
Okay. So, can you, yeah, I mean, for those who are not in the know, can you explain the whole rates for the trucking? Are they, is it that they are low during the winter times, or like what's
Yeah,
the
it's just
real?
business. Business
Mm,
is slow. It's like I always tell people if they want to take a vacation, either go in late July, which is where the season sizzles down. Robert knows a lot about this too. He's him being a broker, but
right.
or go during the winter. Plus, only reason I do it just because of the dangers of driving in the winter. I'd rather be on the beach somewhere chilling, letting Melody feed me grapes or something, than be trying to get pulled out of a ditch with 25 feet of snow.
Well, that's definitely something. No, fuck, you got to deal with enough snow up there in Illinois. I don't know where you're not actually in Chicago, but you're in what part of Illinois, or
I
near
live
where I should.
closer. I'm in like the Quad Cities area. It's close to Davenport, Iowa. Um,
Okay.
so if I don't know if people heard of Moline, Illinois, we have the biggest John Deere pavilion here in the whole country. I don't know if people know that, but
If y'all have heard of that, y'all go ahead and leave one. But that's not where you was born, though. I never asked you like where you came from. Like, is that home to you, or where was home for you? Like, where you grew
No,
up
this
at?
this where this where I grew up at.
Okay, that's what's up. So, like I said, guys, like, and here's the thing about rates. This is the funny thing about rates. He talks about rates with trucking. I talk about conversion rates in the Philippines because I try to explain to some people that you have to realize that over time, the rates do change in the country. Now, it may not change enough in like that 3 month span that you may be there, but you may see it gradually change from your one trip this time to your one trip the next time. Now, let me ask you this. When you came to the Philippines the first time, do you remember what the exchange rate was?
Yeah, it
Do
was
you remember?
51 peso, and then when I was there this year, the first time in May, I seen it get all the way to 54 when we went to the grocery. There's a grocery store in the you know how they got grocery stores in the malls.
Right, right.
When I exchanged my money there, it was 54 peso, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, he jumped up 3 peso within a span of, because I got back with September, so it was August. That's from
It was about
August to
3 months or
May.
four. Right, it
Yeah,
wasn't that long.
and I'm like, good lord. But then when I got
Yeah,
back, it was about 52, I think it was. With they're saying, is it going up again or something?
it's going down now. It's at 50. It's at 50, like 49, 50, maybe 51 topping. And like I say, I see the trend. I see the trend. So when I explain to people that I feel like you got to plan for a whole lot more. Like you say, you planning for 3 months, and you already know how much you're going to have in that 3 month period. You already told people who actually pay the fuck attention to the videos, like I do. You pay yourself, outside of the business. Like I said, that was probably the best video. I don't know why I don't have a million views already, but you got to separate yourself from business. Always a good point to put out there for people, and you pay yourself. And basically, you're going to live off of the salary that you paid yourself for that 3 month period of time. So, you already know how much money you're coming with, and you're going to come with a substantial amount because you'll be able to spend roughly, or you'll be able to have what, roughly 4,000 per month to spend, if
Yeah,
hypothetically,
yeah,
like give or take, right? So,
yeah.
I don't see the exchange rate affecting you at all. At all. If you had $1,000 to work with and that was supposed to cover you for the month, I'd be a bit concerned. Like, I know a lot of people that don't really have a lot of disposable income or extra income or able to hold themselves down while they're in the Philippines. So, it becomes a struggle for some people who are looking for long-term stays like you're trying to do. So, what do you recommend for people trying to make that particular move? Because I know 3 to 6 months ain't nothing to fuck with. Like that's a commitment, in my personal opinion. So, somebody coming through who may not have that 4K, like you may be able to hold down per month. What do you recommend for people like that?
On the short time or what I'm doing.
Let's say they're trying to do exactly what you're trying to accomplish, a 3 to 6 month stint. If they ain't got 4,000, let's say if they don't have that to their disposal, what do you recommend
I,
they do?
I, I, and I'm not trying to be negative or nothing, but I just wouldn't go, or just go
Mm,
shorter. Like if you only got like you know a couple thousand, then just do a month, come back, work again, and stack up another, then just go back. I wouldn't do it consistently though, like because that's hard to work with because we even though you can do it, you can get by because you live there, you know how to do it. But somebody
right.
that come from right from the Western country that goes over there, even though they say you gotta think like a Philippine person, all that, that ain't gonna happen. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna be hot, and I'm not gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna eat at better places. I'm not gonna. I mean, I did the street food thing for y'all. I did that for the videos, but my first choice is always gonna be somewhere, reasonable, like buffet or something like that. But
Right.
so I need the money, but my best thing is if you guys could just plan it out well enough, you won't have to worry about it. You'll be able to do the 3 months or 6 months if you want to do it like that. You just plan it out better. And the best way to do that is start creating your own like certain amount of money you're gonna save every single month.
Mm-hmm.
And once you reach that goal, don't go like don't get over there and exceed what you know you shouldn't be doing, and then you'll be fine. But the problem people do is they underestimate, and this is more for inexperienced travelers, they underestimate the actual opportunity cost of being over there. Now, if you can cover the opportunity cost and cover your time over there, then you're ready to take a long vacation like that. If you can't, then it has to be shorter.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna give a quick shout out to my man Agnostic Adams. I see you in the building. My man Raymore Davis says that's why you take your pesos home with you, and you did mention that you take some pesos home with you because I know that your turnaround between the next time you're gonna be in the Philippines is gonna be probably within 6 months to a year. So when you go home, how much money do you believe is a good amount of money to hold down with you? Because me personally, if I leave here, I do have the luxury of having an account here, but let me tell you the truth. When I flew back here for this time, my cards didn't work. They were already outdated, so I couldn't use my cards. So I still had to change out some money. But for somebody who doesn't have a bank account in the Philippines, how much money would you recommend them hold down in pesos? Or do you believe that it is a good idea to hold down large sums of
If
pesos and
they
bring
can
them back
afford
with
it.
you?
Only if they can
Mm.
afford it. Now, if you like, for example, if all you gonna bring with you, let's say you're gonna stay over there for 3 weeks, and all you want to take is $1,000, you're probably gonna go through all that thousand, especially if you're dating. If you're doing a lot of dating like I did last year, you're gonna go through that $1,000 fast. But if you can afford it, I have $1,000. I have almost 55,000 peso right now. I have it in the thousand bills,
Jesus.
in the 500 peso. I have some
Mm.
200. I was collecting that. Melly was actually getting mad at me about that. I was collecting the 200 pesos. I wasn't spending it. I just wanted to collect them. But but see, I brought too much money to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And that
Well,
that's
you
that's the
changed out a lot. When you first got there, you changed out probably more than you expected. Or I remember you said you changed out a lot more than, I mean, not more than you spent, of course, but like when you first changed out, you changed out plenty of, and you realized that you weren't going through it as fast as you thought that you would.
Yeah, yeah, because the first time, like the first time in May when I went there, I came back. I had like $700-800 worth of pesos, and I took that back with me. I blew through that, but I was shocked because when I got there, I changed out $3,500, and I did that because I know I was gonna stay there, and I always believe you should have more than you need than not enough. So when I changed
Exactly.
that out, and I'm looking like each week, and I haven't even got even close to the thousand. That's when I was like, okay, But see, that's the benefit of having a woman that looks out for you too. Because if I
True.
was by myself, I'd have blew through that.
Easy.
Either,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, either in I would say either somewhere or probably in Angeles City, just to
Boy, stop.
get my experience.
You gotta go. You just gotta report live. I think an AC video is warranted. I talk so much shit about it. I feel like I should go there too, just to do it for shits and giggles. But Raymore David, he makes a great point. He says when the pesos are high, you buy as much as you can, and I do agree with that. I mean, you want to try to maximize your money out, but then again, I mean, to buy it and sit on it, I'm not sure. It just depends on what you guys believe. My man DE Raptors tells HT if you're going to buy that condo, you better do it soon. So I don't know what he's referring to. I don't know if he plan on buying. I don't think this isn't something that's in the plans yet for you. But my man Daniel asks, who are we talking to? This is my brother from another HT Logistics. He actually has a trucking channel that he does talk about frequently. And my man's been coming on a lot lately with these live shows. I'm like, you must be liking this shit. I remember one time we couldn't get nothing out of you for weeks, man. Now my
Well, the
man
only
really putting out the
reason,
content. Yeah,
yeah,
go
the only
ahead.
reason is because all the emails I've been getting, and the questions they've been asking, instead of me just constantly answering emails, I just figure I'm gonna just dedicate this week to doing it. This ain't gonna be a normal thing. Though. Next week, if you don't hear from me, just know it wasn't a normal thing. That's just because I had like over 30 some emails this week asking all the questions that were in those live feeds I talked about this week. All those were questions that I got in emails.
And you'll probably get those same questions again, but it's all good. So Dubsy says 3 to 6 months stay. You have to also plan for the return home to startup costs too. That's not a bad way to look at it too. When you go back, like I mean, I know I use HT as an example because he's with us. He says, he spend whatever he spends in the Philippines, he can go back and make it within a month. give or take. He can make the money back relatively quickly, but somebody who doesn't have a job like that, it may take you longer to put back the money that you spent. So, you definitely have to make sure you take that into consideration as well when you take these vacations, putting that money back. And please don't be the dumbasses that I see using their credit cards in the Philippines, drop an extensive amount of money, having to go back and try to pay that credit card off. You may have a credit limit of 10 grand, but you do realize you got to pay that money back one way or another, and that shit gonna cost. So I have seen people do that before, and those are the two weak millionaires on a shoestring budget. I wouldn't even necessarily constitute them as millionaires. They're just, people who have, plastic to their name, not debit cards, but they were using credit cards. So Mexican Jew, what's going on, man? He says you need at least 1,500 USD in Cebu City to be comfortable a month. And like I say, if you can double that like HT does, I do believe that that is definitely something that'll work to your advantage. Get Lost Vlog says it's rough there. I like my toilets with seats and my roaches not on steroids. Yeah, those cockroaches will definitely get you, man. You can't get around it.
You walk
Uh,
in, you walk in some of these hotels, and you're like, oh man, that's nice that they put a teddy bear on the bed. No, that's a roach.
That motherfucker moved. That motherfucker moved. it started to move. Oh, now you know what was funny though? Like if the roach was underneath the teddy bear, and you see the bear like crawling across the bed, but you don't know that there's like a gang of cockroaches underneath it that's moving, and that shit like freak you out.
Like I said,
Uh,
they was trying to take my luggage when I was there the first time. I'm like, man, they just walking
this is
smooth out the door with it.
that shit crazy. My man Raymore says I'm receiving a large monthly pension. Then you should be more than happy with your time in the Philippines. Salute to everybody who got them a little pension, but us young bucks, like my
Them
man
old
HT, who just said,
players.
yeah, y'all them old players, but us young
They're,
bucks, we ain't got
they're,
pensions to our name yet. But we make we know teamwork make the dream work, and we just do what we got to do. Hey Liz Lass, what's going on, baby? Appreciate you coming through. She says hi to you too, HT.
Lizzie.
Lizzie always in the building. Of course, Andy the Virgo. What's going on, brother, man? Appreciate you coming
We're
through and
going
showing some
to
love.
we're thinking about going to see her. We're not gonna stop and see you, but we're going to see her when we go back to Davao. She's more important. No, it's playing.
Bullshit. See, you want her
Good
my
to see the silver member Andy in the building. Go ahead though.
yes, sir. IPA certified silver. HT Diamond, I'll take the gold. Mexican Jew says there is a way cheap. He says living there is way cheaper than vacationing there. True, if you know how to spend your money, that will definitely work to your advantage. My man Devonte Arnold says, I really think $1,000 of spending money, including rent cost, is enough in Southeast Asian countries. I have lived off of about 1,100 dollars residual income. Just avoid tourist areas, and life is great. Like I say, and I say this time and time again, some people can live off less because we've seen it. It may be a struggle, but we've seen it. No names needed. Um, and some people need more. HT, because of his lifestyle, what he likes to do, he'll need more than 1,000 or 1.5. But it's not saying that he couldn't do it if he wanted to. Me myself personally, I can do about 1,000 too. Maybe even a little less if I wanted to play it close to the chest and really try to stretch a budget only for a challenge purpose only. I could probably do it with a little less. I wouldn't do it, as something I would do regularly. But if I wanted to try to see what I could really make happen, I would try to do it with a little bit less. But again, it does depend on the individual's lifestyle. Everybody's lifestyle is very different. Raymond says, I see if you're on vacation, you should have about 1,500 per week to spend in dollars. Do you believe that? You believe about 1,000 to 1,500 per week to
Oh
spend on a
no,
vacation?
no. I mean, that's
That seems a bit
if you want some high living, yeah. But I mean, if you're doing like what I'm doing, and I was very on the higher end with the buffets and the constant cabs and the bold activities and stuff, and I wasn't spending nowhere near $200 a week, to do that. So I can't see how, unless you like up there in like what Manila area or something, or what's that area that rich area? What's it called again? The
Makati
BGC
or
or whatever it is.
BGC.
Yeah, if you in
Mm.
like areas like that or so, or if you got 15 girlfriends, then yeah, you probably need about 1,500 a week.
Oh, no
So
doubt. Andy, we appreciate you loving the video, man. That was probably one of my favorite videos to shoot, no doubt. Because I was about to dig in that ass and tell everybody that he loved Davao City, but I ain't make him do it because I ain't, because I
That
ain't wanted
wasn't
to go
even
that way.
me. That wasn't even me in that video.
He gonna say that I CGI'd him in the video. I ain't that
That wasn't
good.
even me. I don't know who that was.
Our, my man DE says always 10,000 in case I can't have money for a couple of days. Best to keep as much as you want to spend a week. Sometimes the ATMs don't work, and that is something to take into consideration. Because I do have a Philippine ATM, and if you guys have cards that can be used in ATMs in international places, of course, there is a high probability that maybe the ATMs are offline or things like that. So having 10,000 pesos is probably not a bad idea. 10,000 to hold money. Because
Also,
go
just
ahead, go
real
ahead.
quick, there was this Alan Martin. I was just reading this comment. He said, "Careful, only 10,000 pesos is only allowed on departure from the airport." I know that's not accurate because I
I
left.
just
I left
Yeah, go ahead.
with over, like I said, over 50,000. I had in my actual suitcase or whatever, my carrier, or not my carrier, but my main bag that had over 50 something thousand peso in it. Nobody stopped me.
And
You know,
it weirds me out
so
because but Rain Man was telling me earlier the exact same thing, which is why I understand 10,000 US dollars because that's written on every damn declaration that you
yeah,
see. You got to claim that, but they're saying 10,000 pesos is now a
nah,
problem. Now,
because
I
I
don't
mean,
know
I
if that's
had
recent. I don't know if that's recent though, or if that's
uh,
something that's been going on.
I want to make sure it is, if it is recent, because I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to exchange. But I know going there and coming back. I mean, because I went there from the second time this year when I was there. I went there with like $800 worth of pesos, and then, like I
Hmm.
said, when I left earlier that year in May, I left with over. I mean, I left this time. I'm sorry. I left this time with over 50,000 pesos. So I know that can't be that accurate because nobody said nothing to me. Nobody stopped me or
Right.
pulled me aside or nothing. So
Yeah, you would expect that. Pedro, I don't know if you're asking me or if you're asking HT how long, or who you're asking how long are you staying. Me personally, I've been here for a pretty decent amount of time, so I ain't tripping. Get Lost Vlog says, what do we think about starting a business in the Philippines? Not a good idea personally. When you come to the Philippines, you want to relax, but if this is a place that you want to live and you don't have a pension, anything to rely on, putting up a business may or may not be a good idea. It just depends on the idea that you have and what you plan on doing with it. The way that they always taught me in school or whatever you want to say is putting up a business is all about solving problems. So if you provide a solution to a problem that people need, they're gonna pay for you to solve that problem. If you put up a sorry store where there aren't any sorry stores, you're one of one. So who's your competition? So, stuff like that could work, if you're looking for something small or like water refilling stations. We talk about those too. They're not bad, but you got to put that in a place where there aren't that many water refilling stations. So if you're thinking about simple businesses, restaurants hit and miss sometimes. I know a person that put up a crepe. You guys know what crepes are, the little thin pancakes. That store was popping every day for 6 months. It fizzled out after 6 months. People said, fuck it, I don't want it anymore. So it just depends on what you're trying to bring to the table as far as what business you think will bring a lot to the Philippines, beneficial wise. I think if HT opened up a buffet, and call it the
I'd
well, I
I'd
think
put
I
a
think
I'd
they
put a
have a
Golden
buffet
Corral
king though.
there. I just
Do
put a
they?
Golden Corral over there.
But do they have? That's not a bad idea. But do they? I don't think they have a place called Buffet King. But I swear I've seen something called Buffet King before. Hold
I
on,
don't know.
Terry
I don't
Edwards.
know.
200 pesos are not that rare, man. I usually get one a lot. I usually get one, every single time I cash out. Somebody's got 200s, but I did hear that they're not as common as the other bills are. So yeah, I don't think anybody's planning on buying a condo right now. Yeah, AJ, you're right, man. Don't do credit in the Philippines. Cash is definitely king, but you just got to be careful. I know some people who actually do that. I need to run through these chats real quick, guys. My man Pedro says, so wait, spending cash in hotel or condo, 1K US a week. Nah, 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 nah. I was just saying that his allowed budget like what he would spend for himself, like what HT pays himself is 1,000 a week. I think what the other person was saying was about 1,000 to 1,500 spending money per week, not necessarily just in hotel and accommodations. That's spending money on everything. So
Can I explain? I'm gonna explain
go
this
ahead.
one quick thing. What people got to realize is that when you now anybody that would experience, like World Traveler, he's an experienced traveler. Rain Man
Mhm.
is experienced, but people that don't understand the money, you get all this stuff about a couple months ahead of time on average. So your condo and your flight is already paid for. So if all you're worried about is spending money, that's why when the guy was saying that much spending money per week, that didn't seem right to me because who needs that much spending money unless you're doing some stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
having a, having a blast. But you wouldn't
Hmm.
need that much because like it's everything else is already taken out. Like you already got your flight and then the condo or hotel accommodation, whatever you're gonna use, that's already paid for. So all you doing is either taking women out, or if you got a woman over there, you're just kicking it with her, and then that's it. I can't see why anybody would need that much money. That's like what 60,000 peso or something. I mean, 75,000 peso or something a week. I mean, why would somebody need that much money for 1 week?
Hmm. Okay, so I see we have a fucking serious debate. I see, hold on, time out. I see we got 40 people watching. That's fucking amazing. Thank you guys. Make sure you get the likes up. Of course, representing the IPA, yours truly, and then the man HT Logistics himself. If you guys want to support the channel, you know how to do so. But I see a conversation going on in the chat that has me interested because they say on the declaration form when you leave the Philippines, it says, are you carrying more than a max of 10,000 pesos? So they say it's on the customs form, but some people are saying I don't believe that shit. So, hey man, I don't know. Rayman says
I've
it can be
never seen
Googled.
it.
I've,
I've
I
never
mean,
seen
I've
it.
like I said, I've never tried it. That's not, yeah, I've never tried it, so that's nothing that has ever really crossed my mind. Like I said, I carried before I left the last time. I had 1,000 on me just because, but that's it, just as like a souvenir or something to hold on to. But I kept most of my money in my bank accounts in the Philippines. But a lot of people are saying uh that 10K is the max you can take out of the country, and it's written on the forms. A lot of people are saying yes. I got one person saying nah, he called bullshit. But I don't know.
I don't even think it's that big of a deal, personally. I mean, if you, some people they don't even have money to take out. You know what I'm saying? They done just blew through so much booty loo, they broke.
Yeah.
They just happy to get out with a doorknob. So,
So again, let me shout out Alan Martin. Let me shout out Mr. Historiaje. And then SML says it says no more than 50,000 on PhilippineEmbassy.org. So he says
they
that
don't
all.
check though. The thing is, they
I
don't.
don't think they give a fuck. It don't sound like
Yeah,
they care. I really don't think they care. I think I swear in every place that I've ever been, even when I was flying, I think JD can attest to this. When I was flying from Taiwan to the Philippines, I had to look at declaration forms too, and it said money equivalent to 10,000 USD. That's what it kept telling me. So that's all I ever paid attention to. I'm not saying that that's not accurate because I just don't know. I've never taken out that kind of money, so it never really, dawned on me that that was ever an issue. But I guess, hey, this is one of those interesting things that you see and hear about in the Philippines. Again, the question that I ask is, what would you do with the money that you had left over? HT, he'll take it with him. You have some people who will spend it. You have some people who will give it away, and then you have some people who will convert it back. I mean, I'm asking you guys what you would do. HT already said he would, you know, take it back with him. Me, I'd probably shit.
I
I
want to
don't know
know
what I would
I
do.
want to know who's giving it away. That's what.
Yeah, no, no, there weren't. No matter of fact, Lost to Nomad said that he would give it away if it was $50 or less. I had a couple of people that said that they've given money to, some people that they seen on the street. I don't know how much they gave, but me myself personally, I wouldn't give it away, but I'd buy somebody a Jollibee meal and I put HT's name on it. That's what I would
Cause
do.
I'm like that's 50,000 peso. That's too much to give away. You know, what I mean? I'm
No, 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 no.
you be blessing somebody for the year.
Bro, that's more than somebody's year salary. My man AJ says he's seen it on the customs form on his first trip. 10K was the limit. I had to fill it out in Hawaii. Okay, so it's there, but sometimes I do believe that they don't really care. I mean, it is highly probable that they just don't care because they would have to check his bag, and most of the time, unless they think you're doing something illegal, they'll probably try to get you. But I know that scam machine works, and they had to have seen it. So for them not to say anything about it kind of baffles me if it was such a big deal. Like most people are telling me that it is. Get Lost Vlog says he spells sorry SORRY. Nah, it's SARI. But it's funny. Agnostics Adam says he would spend his remaining money on cocaine. Oh shit. I'm not going there with you
Yeah,
guys,
let
man.
that man enjoy that nose candy. You know,
Yeah, boy.
that
Huh?
powdered
Cocaine a
sugar.
hell of a drug. Hey man, you could probably get it for the low in the Philippines too, man. You probably double up, man. So
Get
my man
shot. You
says
can
it's
get
on.
shot too.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. My man, Mr. Study out here says with my leftover money, he said I'm not gonna have any. I'm just gonna do a menage a trois before I leave. Well, like I say, everybody's gonna spend it definitely. World Traveler says residents and non-resident local currency up to 50,000. So even no, this is my boy right here. I said I take his word for it. He says for residents and non-residents local currency is up to 50,000 pesos. But it's weird though because they didn't take it out and make you count it, so they didn't know that you had 50,000. But he says the exceeding amounts require authorization from the Central Bank of the Philippines. Wow. Shout out to my man Devontae, man. I appreciate you, in the support that you give. He says leftover. He says go into a go-go bar, have a threesome, and spend it all on girls. But he's joking.
There you
You
go.
joking, but you're not
There you
joking.
go.
But you know what? That's a plan, man. At least you got one. Make sure you budget for that, man. Make sure you budget for it. Agnostic Adams giving me the chuckle, man. Uh, he said, "How much counterfeit money can I take out?"
As
How the
much
fuck?
as you can, as much as you can acquire.
Yeah. As much counterfeit money as you can fit in your pockets, I think you'll be good to go. But I don't know what you're gonna do with it after that. But hey, man, if you can get away with it, you take that fake paper money with you anywhere you want to. Alan Martin says they are not reading the customs forms. I was thinking the same. It's not $10,000 on leaving, but it's 10,000 pesos. Like I said, I thought it was dollars. I thought that was the only thing. I'm not reading anyways, but I'm gonna keep it real with you because at the end of the day, I'm not taking that kind of money out anyways. Even though I feel like 10,000 pesos is relatively a small amount, it's only like $200. I wouldn't think that would be a problem, but it could be. But Get Lost Vlogs, if somebody's choosing to spend their last money on smoking a joint in the Philippines, yeah, there's a big possibility they'll shoot your ass for that. They don't really play with the drugs over here, guys. I think who was it? My man Swift 30SF asked me in the live stream the other day. He said, how do they feel about, smoking marijuana in the Philippines? I said, bro, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit in the Philippines, man. I said, I don't care if you have a medical marijuana card or not. Don't fuck around with that shit, because that stuff could get you in trouble. Please don't let that be what you use your leftover money on. Please, because you might not make it out of the Philippines at all, for sure. So
I
Rayman
think
says
I,
the
I think I got
50,000. Go
a.
ahead.
I was
Go
say, I
ahead.
think I got a new idea what I would do with my money. What I would like to do is if I had a lot of money just to give away, I think what I like to do is give it to one of Manny Pacquiao's charity and make Manny Pacquiao give me a few rounds of sparring. That's what I
You
would
think
do.
that he'll do that? So you'll donate it to charity for a couple of sparring rounds.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. You think he'll get in the ring with you?
Yeah, it'd be the spring roll versus the spring roll eater.
Oh man, so Mr. Studio he says it's dollars. Uh Davante, man, don't do that, bro. I watched a video earlier today about methamphetamines in Thailand and how that shit's like was the shit back in the day. But I went don't smoke in the Philippines, guys. Don't smoke no weed over here. Just for safety's sake. Just mm, just don't. AJ says stay away from drugs, especially no weed. Yes, the president does not like that. Mr. Study he says you need about 20 joints to roll up to get high on that dirt weed in the Philippines again. I don't know. I
That's
don't
funny.
know, man. Yeah, I ain't never tried the shit, so I have no idea. You might be right. I ain't. I'll take your
What
word for it, though.
what you say now, Red? You said dirt weed.
Don't tell me Red's in the
That's funny.
building. Red over there. Tell Red I said what's up. All right, man. The popular drug here in the Philippines, though, like what people get fucked up over is that good old shabu, the shabu shabu, that rock candy. Some bad shit over here. You when you see them people on the street talking to themselves, most of the time they strung out over that. But I mean, how people really get high over here is they're called fuck. What's the name of that rubber glue? That rubber cement? You know what rubber cement
Whoa.
is, right? That's how people get high over here. Like the kids, they call them rugby. They call it like rugby kids or some shit like that because that's like a popular brand of rubber cement, and they just sniff that shit. That should be fucking these kids up, man. It truly does. Please,
Man.
Devontae, don't try to be an addict, man. MMA fan, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you coming through and showing some love. Yeah, hey, Red know about that dirt weed. you want, man. It's crazy. Yeah, you're right. It's called rugby. They be huffing, or they be huffing. Yeah, airplane glue, rugby boys. Yeah, that's that rubber cement shit. That's a big thing for people to get high on over here because, it's easier to acquire. No different than kids in school sniffing the what do they call it? They sniff the fuck. What is that? The permanent markers. It's dumb shit, but now kids are sniffing Smarties. Now, you
I
ever heard of
just
that shit?
I
It's
like
just
to just
crazy shit.
I like to just go in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
stand by the McDonald's and just get high off the French fries and the hash browns.
He's like, ooh, fresh. It'd be like fresh tater tots and shit over there at Sonic's. Y'all got a Sonic's out there. I think Sonic's has some of the best food. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, a lot of these kids find easy ways to get high over here, and they choose to, like you say, deal with that dirt ass weed, which he says you buy an ounce and it's 80% sticks and seeds. Damn, man, you know your shit, man.
Liz
Go
last
ahead.
says she don't like drugs, so that just ruined half our trip right there. So
Oh,
no,
oh. I like to. I'll drink all day though, man. I'll drink. I ain't got no problems with that. World Traveler says, Dr. Mike, you get arrested for drugs in the Philippines, but those street vendors sell those illegal dick pills, but don't get popped. That's that is something to talk about and something to speak on. Because yeah, you'll get in trouble for any type of things that is considered to be, an illegal drug. But people do sell those Viagra pills that could fucking kill people, but yet and still they don't get popped for it. It's a crazy world we live in, man. But shout out to Rain Man. Robust is legal, my dude. That's that over the counter shit right there. That's the best shit on the planet. If any of y'all don't know about Robust, y'all need to go ahead and get you a pack. I'm telling you, just try it. It's only gonna cost you $5, aka 250 pesos. Get 2 pills for that. I promise you, take two and call me in the morning. That's my prescription for that ass today. Take two and call me in the
now
morning.
can you can just get that anywhere? You ain't gotta have a prescription.
Mercury Drug, no doubt. And any pharmacy I've ever been to, I bought it in other pharmacies, but normally I just go to Mercury Drug because it's just over the counter. Yeah, you don't need no prescription for that.
Because
Not at all.
when you're getting unlimited booty loo, sometimes
You
it's
need
nice to
that
have
shit.
an
See,
yeah, to have an
people,
aid.
time out. See, everybody was talking so much shit about Dr. Mike. Like, oh, you use the dick pills. Motherfucker, look, let me tell you the truth. I don't care how good you are, don't care how young you are, don't care how that stamina work in. If you getting it in, 9 times out of 10, that motherfucker might stop working for you. Like he might just give up on you. There is a time in every man's life, and I don't care how good you think you are, where your manhood don't work out for you, especially if you getting it in like you supposed to. You might have a moment when you need a quick pick me up. I'm telling you, Robust is the way to go. And if Robust don't work for you, you come to me and I'll give you a refund. I tell you right now, I will refund you personally if you if you ever try Robust and that shit don't work. Because I'm telling you, it's worth it just to give it a try. It's only $5, man. It ain't gonna kill you. Yes, you can ask Dr. Mike. I can tell you my story. If you guys want to hear the Robust story, I'll tell you again. But that booty loo ain't nothing to fuck with, man. See Alice's clone. That's exactly what it is. I told you, is it equivalent to the little blue pill? It's cheap too. Like I said, it's only $5, man. Captain Spaulding, it does happen to the best of us. If you getting it in like you're supposed to, you might have your manhood might just give out on you. He might just, spurt the fuck out. I mean, it happens. So hey, don't hold my hand to the flame, man. It happens. It happens to everybody. Maybe when you're older, you'll go through it, but he says you can get it in many gas stations here in the US. Really? Oh, it's not exactly robust, but other names, yeah, I do agree. Delvante says that they have it on Relazada. I didn't know that. But I think that's for people who are not in the country. Yeah, if you need to get it, I do believe that you can get it, like that. I hope I don't need to pick me up. Well, I'm gonna need to pick me up at 40. HT, you think you're gonna be using these pills when you're 40 years old, man?
If I stay with if I stay with the buffets and the high, blood pressure diabetic diet, yeah, then I'm need
He
a lot
said,
more medications at 40 than just that. So
oh man, well, we've got to make changes, brother. We want you to be around for a long time. But yeah, Black Rhino and Black Ant, I have heard of those and I have seen those at gas stations before. It probably is the exact same thing, but again, I'm loyal to one brand and one brand only. I don't care what's going on in everybody else's life. Y'all can do your Black Ants and Black Rhinos. Yours truly, because I said I was the robust king. I was the robust king. If he's the buffet king, I'm the robust king. And then I'm gonna hold that down. Liz asks, why do you need supplements? This is not an everyday thing. I don't pop them like candy. But sometimes, Liz, if HT, how can I explain this? when you're doing a lot, and you need a little help. How do you explain it?
maybe that's something she would have to be she'd have to be answered that in person because
Yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
these guys get a little graphic about why you need something.
Cause I'm not good, dude. Dude, the other day, no, if you read the chat, did you ever read the chat on the latest video about are you willing to die for the Punan? That was one of my videos on like Thursday or something like that. And the girl, Akoy Pina, she was like, what does Punan mean? It sounds like a derogatory term for Filipinos, and I don't like it. So I scrolled down in the chat and somebody answered the question. They were like, "It means vagina." I'm like, "Well, damn. How more blunt and blatant could you be when you said it?" Because I didn't want it to come out that way, but she asked, and somebody basically gave her the 411 on that.
If she really needed to know what that was, she shouldn't have been in the chat anyway. Because I mean,
she,
a child could figure that out.
oh man. Yes, he said if you are over exercise, you might need help with robust. There you go. World traveler, that's the best way to put it. Over uh exercise. I see my man Derek made it back in the building, man. Glad to see you here. Rainman says if you meet up with Dr. Mike, he can show you exactly what he uses it and how well it works. Hey man. Hey, hey. Don't are you trying to offer my services to others, man? I appreciate you throwing in that plug for your boy, but I'm telling you, man, Robust is the king, bro. It's some
I
good
put like
shit.
this. I put like this
Mhm.
for Miss Lizzie. If you get a
Yeah.
man who is required to use it on a daily basis, make sure he's got a life insurance policy for you because he's about to get ready to
Yes,
kick the rocks for real.
he is. He
Because
truly is.
that heart
He
ain't right.
truly. If it see,
Get paid
because
on
to
that
be,
one.
please do. But let me explain too. I mean, I don't really feel like I got to explain how this works, but what it does is like it just rushes the blood to the part of the body that needs to work at that particular moment in time. So it just helps the blood flow. It helps regulate blood flow. And again, like HT said, a man that needs that on a regular basis, his blood flow ain't quite flowing the way it's supposed to. So, he might be ready to kick the bucket. But yeah, Rain Man, you're right. Put that don't let Dr. Mike put another notch in that belt, man. I can't do that. I can't do it. My man Derek says coming for a month and a half. He said, "Do I need a throwaway ticket?" Good question. All right. How can I let me tie this into the to the topic, but fuck it, I can't do it. Every time you come into the country, you're gonna need a throwaway ticket, okay? There is something that I can do for you guys that work for me, but you got to reach out to me in email. If you want to know how to get away without having to get the throwaway ticket, this is something that I actually tried myself, something that I used myself. I won't talk about it online, but if you really want to know, you can email me about it, and I can tell you how I was able to get into the country because nobody knows this until I tell you right now. I got into the country without having to buy a throwaway ticket. So that was definitely interesting in itself. So I know a way. I'm not gonna say it's foolproof, but I do know a way that you can get into the country without having to buy or spend extra money on a throwaway ticket. So you can reach out to me in email, but I won't talk about it online. But most of the time, yeah, you're required to get a throwaway ticket. Tim says very true. He said, true enough, I had really some fine, high quality chocolate that put me on a higher level. Okay. You're right, Rain Man. It does increase the blood flow to the place it needs to go. He said, what? He said, Dr. Mike, I think robust is for around 789. Damn, man, I get
Wow.
it in, but I don't, bruh. I get it in, but I don't get it in that good. God damn, I ain't got it in me, man. I am, Liz. I'm telling you, they need to endorse me. Robust, I swear to God, one day you're gonna see a Robust sponsored video on this channel. Okay, you're going to see a Robust sponsored video on this channel. All right, one day. I'm not sure when, but yeah. Get Lost Vlog says, "What I needed if I'm married to a Filipina." No, you do not need a throwaway ticket if you're married to a Filipina, but you should have already started the paperwork for you to become a permanent citizen by now, so that you wouldn't have to worry about getting the throwaway ticket. I mean, without having to buy the extra ticket. Raymond, yeah, on a student visa, you don't need a throwaway ticket either. But then again, they issued me an iCard, no different than you know you would whenever you're coming to the country. But HT, man, you got to pay that extra money for the iCard now, right? Like, let's say, for example, you do the 3 months.
Mhm.
That whole the first 29 days, you're good when you pop in. Then you have to extend it,
See,
the full extension when you have to go.
I'm not gonna have to do that because this is how I'm gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be going to different countries within that 3 months. So you know how it
Okay.
restarts every time.
Every time whenever you come back. Okay, so that's cool.
Also, too, I want to tell your friend, Liz. It's funny that she's a school teacher, or something like you, but it's funny because she's gotten really popular on my channel with the truckers. Every dang trucker is trying to holler at her. And
Liz got every boy.
so not
I'm telling you, they're
yeah.
gonna be on that thirst box series like O'Shea do. She go ahead them on the thirst box series, but look at Liz over there. Hey, don't be touching Liz though. Liz got her black. She got her African American boyfriend already. Don't be playing with her like that. But yeah. Um, Pedro asks, "What the hell is a throwaway ticket?" A throwaway ticket. Quickly explain like this. When you come into the Philippines, you can't come into the Philippines without a ticket showing that you're going to leave the country. So you got to have an extra ticket for you to come into the country to show that you're going to leave, whether you plan on using that ticket to leave or not. That's what they refer to it as a throwaway ticket, because you may or may not use it. But of course, HT, he's not going to have throwaway tickets because he's actually going to use his tickets to get in and out of the country. So for those that don't actually use the throwaway tickets, you need a ticket to get into the country to show that you plan on leaving. And it has to normally be a ticket that is bought. If you plan on staying for the over the 30-day period, but you didn't have your visa pre-extended for like 2 or 3 months at your embassy in your own home country, you got to show to them that you're going to leave or they won't let you in the country. That's why they refer to it as a throwaway ticket, because you bought it, you just can't use it, or you're not going to use it. So that's pretty much how that works. Yeah, Derek, man, hit me up in the email, brother. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. Or I will tell you or show you what worked for me. I will not tell you that this is 100,000% foolproof. All right. It was for me. You just got to make sure that you do things the right way. I'll tell you exactly how to do it and you'll be okay. World Traveler says, if you're not a Philippine citizen or permanent resident, then you need a return ticket. Exactly. They're not going to let you in the country without a throwaway ticket. I see my man Danny in the building. What's going on, man? Representing Davao as well. He says the throwaway ticket is the one you wipe your ass with when you arrive. That's funny. I like that one. He says that is with most countries that you are not a citizen. Yes, but that's right. You need a return ticket, but they refer to it as a throwaway ticket because 9 times out of 10, let me put it to you like this. Normally your throwaway ticket is a cheap fucking ticket. Like it's a ticket that you may spend 30, 40, $50 on. Maybe it's a trip from Manila to like Thailand or some shit. But it's a ticket that shows that you're leaving the country. Now your return ticket, like if it's your return ticket back to the United States of America, that's not a throwaway ticket. That's your return ticket. But normally, a throwaway ticket constitutes that one ticket that shows you're leaving the country, but you don't plan on leaving. So you spend little money on it, like maybe 30, 40, 50, max out of 100 US, just so that just so that it shows you're leaving the country because you don't actually plan on doing so. So that's why they refer to it as a throwaway ticket. Get Lost Vlog says, "Are you supposed to get permanent residency before arrival?" Good question, man. I don't know. I gotta ask my pop that. I don't know. My man bent over in the building. What's going on? I love that name, but I can't say that shit without laughing, man. I appreciate you coming through and showing love. Danny says most guys get around trip ticket in 30-day period and don't need to worry. Exactly. These are for people who plan on staying longer than the 30-day period. That's what throwaway tickets are. You don't need it if you plan on getting a ticket in the country and a return ticket within your 30-day visa stay. You can stay in the country those 29, 30 days and, return home and you don't have to worry about a throwaway ticket. But I could do a video on that if you guys want to understand what I believe a throwaway ticket is. That could be an interesting video, but maybe
I
I'll
think that
low key
would.
tell you guys.
I
Yeah,
would
that
say, I
sounds
think
like
that would be a good video in the future.
okay. You know what? Like I said, we got the 2 week millionaire video coming, and then we also have the throwaway ticket. I'll
2 weeks.
explain it.
You talking about
How
millionaire peso or millionaire for real?
I'm not like million. When we say 2 week millionaire, we're referring to those guys who come to the country and spend like $10,000, $20,000 in
Oh,
like a
okay.
2 week period. Yeah, that's yeah, it's been like
Okay,
20
yeah, okay.
the 2 week millionaires. Yeah. So that was the throwaway ticket. All right, guys, that'll be another topic. I'm not sure when I'll put it out because I got some videos already planned for this week, but I'll do a video on throwaway tickets. Just a quick explanation for those that may want it. You can comment on it and that'll be good. But yeah, the 2 week millionaires. There was a dude here earlier, my man Cam Y. He said his homeboy spent like 12K in 2 weeks, in Southeast Asia. So I was gonna try to see if I can get him on. so that I could hear him tell his story because that would be definitely something interesting. Agnostics Adams, man, appreciate you coming through, man, for sure. Um, uh, World Traveler says the cheapest throwaway ticket is Manila to Malaysia or Indonesia via Cebu Pacific. I thought that Air Asia had some of the cheapest tickets. I use Air Asia flying in domestically, but it may be maybe a little bit more, maybe cheaper for those international flights. I'm not sure. It's a good question. So, like I said, man, we talked about a lot tonight, man, but we definitely had some fun. All right. HT, you got anything you want to say, my brother? Or are you
I
reading the
was, I
chat?
was no, yeah, I was just looking into the chat, but I was also thinking about what you were saying about the throwaway ticket. I was thinking about what world travel just type what you were reading, because I was like, if
Mm-hmm.
I was to do that, that's probably what I would do. Get like something. It's got to be something like what you were talking about, that $30 or something like that. Something that you ain't gonna miss. You know.
Right. That's exactly why it's referred to as a throwaway ticket. You know, these are for people who plan on staying in the Philippines longer than 30 days, but because you don't want to buy a return ticket yet, you just buy a cheaper ticket to show that you're going to leave, something really cheap, so that you can stay in the country longer. And it's basically used as a ticket that you won't miss. You won't lose that money
Would
or
you
you won't
need to
care.
show that to them when you like,
Yeah,
for example, if
that's
you're going there, like if you're
mhm.
gonna stay for 60 days, but I know you can extend. It's like 59 days. You can do it at the airport. They'll extend you up to 59 days.
That's true. You know what? It's a good question because normally the way that it works with the throwaway ticket is you get the throwaway ticket before you arrive in the country because you have to prove to the embassy, like when you walk through the line and get your passport stamp for that 30 days that you plan on leaving. before your 30-day period is up. That's why they give you the that's why you provide the throwaway ticket. You show them, look, I arrived here on the 12th, but I plan on leaving the 10th of next month, 2 days before my 29 days are up, or a couple of days before my 30 days are up. So they'll give you the stamp and let you go through. Because you have to prove that you're going to leave within that 30-day period, even if you don't plan on it. So when you go to the embassy, that's when you go to extend. So you'll say, on my 30th day, instead of leaving, I just extended my visa. That's kind of how the throwaway ticket works.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Liz, don't get me started, baby. Please don't get me started on those AirAsia flight attendants. Don't do me like that. Don't do. You saw the girl in my video, man, because I flew AirAsia to come from Manila to Davao. Them some pretty girls, man. Y'all gonna get
I
my ass in
like
trouble.
Air.
See, yep.
We flew Air Asia to come down there to see
To
you,
come
and
to Davao. Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, the rates were pretty fair in my opinion. I think they weren't
I
that
just
bad.
like
It
the
depends
fact
on when you
that
buy, I guess.
they got decent English. Cause like when I was on China Eastern, which is I always hate on
Oh
China.
God.
Every chance I get, I'ma hate on them all the time. But like they just look at you and they just move on. You'll say, can I have some water? And they look at you crazy and just move on. Like wow.
That's kind of fucked up, man. Davante says I can stay in the Philippines for a year without leaving. Correct? No, you can stay in the Philippines for 3 years without leaving. On that third year, you gotta get the hell out of the country and return back and do that process again. You can stay for 3 years without having to leave the country, and then you just make that trip in and out. But yeah, you might not need to. You might need to extend it. Danny says a good topic would be: is she or isn't she a virgin? Bruh. Alrighty, man. I don't want to
They're
do
all
that one because I know
virgins.
they're
They're
all
all virgins to
they
me.
are. Yeah, they are.
Because
Yeah,
it's the first time
yeah,
they've been
yeah.
with me, so you're a virgin.
But you know what's? Never mind. I'm not. Oh, that's a fucking disgusting story. I'm not gonna do that to my people. I can't do it now. But there's a girl. A friend of my girlfriend's told some story to a friend of hers. My girl was just listening, and she told me it is fucked up how she tried to convince her boyfriend that she was, and you know how she did it, right? Yeah, I think if you think your way through it, you'll know how she tried to convince her boyfriend that she was. Still, yeah, she still had her card, but she didn't. World Traveler says virgin in the ear hole. Maybe not even there. No hole is safe, ladies and gentlemen. No hole is safe. Liz, don't cover your ears, baby. You can't unhear what you're about to hear in the chat because you know how these people act. As soon as you bring up a topic like that, Danny, you did it, bro. You did it. Pedro, if you know what I'm talking about, I think you understand how she tried to fool that man. I'm not gonna say it, but I think you know. I think every man should know how she tried to pull that.
Was it a she to begin with?
For sure, yes. No,
Okay, okay. Because
it's
normally when I hear
nah you
guys say she tried to fool them, it's normally it was never a she in the actual beginning.
no, but you guys no, but I think Get Lost Vlogs know what I'm thinking about. I think yeah, she did that. How she tried to convince that man she still had her V card. I think you guys know it won't right. Danny says I tell them I am a virgin and they ask me if they want to see pictures of my kids. That works. Derek, yes, sir. Derek, she no. Well, it depends on what you mean. What ketchup? Terry, there you go, my brother. Nail on the head, man. That was her way of getting it in. Nasty, nasty motherfucker hose. But apparently it worked, man. But
A little, little red sauce didn't hurt nobody.
yeah, strawberry pies, you nasty motherfucker. Remember that, HT? You remember that shit?
Oh god.
Yeah, you did it, man. You was saying that shit. I'm like, nah. She is trifling, man. Low key, that was some fuck shit. And of course, he believed her. I mean, he was a local dude, so he had no reason not to believe her. But that's how she tried to play that game. Yeah, she was flying, boy. She. Oh my god! I mean, thinking about it right now makes me laugh. But that's how she got my boy. That's how she got him. I didn't know her boyfriend. I could care less about him. But yeah, that's how she got him. She hit him with the okey doke, and she waited until that particular moment in time in her life that strikes every month, and she tried to set him up, and she did, and he believed it like a dumbass. But again, man, these women are trifling. You gotta be careful. I mean,
I would
it's.
just
I
say
mean,
just get a good,
yeah.
church going girl, or get you a Muslim girl that ain't seen no sunlight or something. I think you'd be all right.
Oh man, yeah, we all need good wholesome women in our lives, don't we? Gotta love the wholesome types. They good. They good. They good.
Actually, one of your videos, we always joke about it when I'm live every once in a while. But that low hanging fruit, I always tend to those
Bring
guys
that
too.
up.
Now, if you, yeah, because some people got back problems, so we can't climb and get the higher fruit. So we just, we just deal with the low hanging fruit. But ain't nothing wrong with that. You just do what you're. If you're an able-bodied person, then go ahead and climb the tree. But if you like, wheelchair recipient, or you on medication stuff like that, get the low hanging fruit. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
When you got that lower back pain and you just can't quite reach up high enough, you gotta get
Yeah,
what you can get.
some people ain't got
I ain't mad
legs.
at you.
Some people in a wheelchair. They
True
can't.
that.
They can't get. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, man. I tell you one thing. I wanted to get this guy on that video I did when I was in Ayala Mall, but I thought it would be disrespectful. But this dude at Melody Song, the dude was in a wheelchair and had a beautiful, gorgeous Filipino woman, and I was gonna put that on there, but like it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some people that take it the wrong way. You know how sensitive motherfuckers are, which is my next live stream coming up soon. The sensitivity level of people in the Philippines. That's definitely a video because they're out there, sensitive people. But I think people would probably take it the wrong way, like, why you filming this guy in his wheelchair or some shit. But you would probably more so focus on the chick that he had with him and say, even if you ain't got, legs
Yeah, I just wanted
or
to.
your shit don't
I just
work,
wanted
you
to.
can still get gay.
I was gonna say I just wanted to prove to guys that instead of doing all this talking, like coming to these live feeds and asking a million questions, they should just get up and go. Get your money right
True.
and go. Because there's guys out here that's
Yep.
not even able bodied and they got the courage to get on the plane and go. You know what I'm saying? So, but I
Yeah,
don't know if
that's
people would
something.
have took it if they would have took it like that, or they would have took it like, oh, are you hating on that guy or
Nah,
whatever?
oh,
So
yeah. Everybody think you a hater. I know. Did you see Rayman's question? He knows that I saw the video. I saw it
no,
because I
I
commented on
didn't.
it.
Yeah, is it still
No,
up or he took it down?
actually, no, 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 no. It's already down, so he won't see it. I saw it because I had to comment. Ask Andy. Andy know what it was about because Andy was the one having the conversation with him. I fuck with Andy on that one all the time though, because Andy was like he was sitting there just talking to her, but basically, our boy. Much love to my G and everything, but my man was in the hot tub. You don't wear no clothes in the hot tub, so it was just. It was a little bit different. It was a different viewpoint than many of us are used to. But yeah, it was. I know Andy was there, and I fuck with Andy all the time. And I was like, Andy was over here having a full blown conversation with the dude.
He
Man,
said
it's a
he can't unsee.
hey man, none of us can, man.
It was
Hey,
that
that's my.
bad?
Hey, it was interesting, man. Oh my god, it was something that I didn't expect to see. I'll
Hold
tell
on,
you
hold
right
on,
there.
hold on. I'm gonna
I
have to
didn't
pull a
expect.
O'Shea. I'm gonna have to pull a O'Shea. Stop the show, Danny. There ain't nothing wrong with a Simp Fest. I used to go to them all the time. Nothing wrong with a Simp Fest. I enjoyed, especially back in my high level simping day. I enjoyed a good old Simp Fest.
Okay, and then we have a good question. Get Lost Vlog says, "Will Filipinos try to mess with men who are taken?" Yes. Oh God, Jesus, yes, yes. They love you more when you're taken, bruh. They like you when they love you more when they see you with another woman. Tell you, it's you don't. Oh man, it's bad. It's real bad. I ain't gonna lie. That struggle is real.
I
They
do want to
like you
say
more.
though, I
Go
was I do
ahead.
want to say everyone is invited to the Simp Fest 2019. You know what I'm saying?
What are we doing?
If I'm
What's
just
going
saying,
down?
I'm in back in Philippines, of course, say Booty Land. If people want to come and what I'm saying, they want to come to the Sim Fest, free Jollibee. You know what I'm saying? Unlimited low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it in. Let's get this going, man.
You got
You
that?
know,
You got that ripe shit?
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, Pedro, did you see the video? Because he says no. Why did he do that? I mean, if you saw, I mean, because it had over 100 views on there, so some people saw it before it was taken down. But I know that was one of the best, interesting, awkward videos I've ever seen in my life. But I was like, hey man, let that man do him. He was do he was doing this thing, bro. And I couldn't get mad at him. I was like, hey man, he looked comfortable. I'll say that. Hey, he was enjoying his day. That man was killing it. Hey, Rain man, I want to know who has that video saved too. I would definitely,
somebody had to download it because that's what people do, man.
yeah.
People.
And it was on there long enough for somebody to catch the download. I didn't. World Traveler, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, you got to be careful. He got the news that his nephew was stabbed. Wow, and died last night at an ATM robbery. Bro, that's fucking disappointing, man. I guess it's. I mean, I normally never go to the ATM at night. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just a tidbit of information that everybody should know. But I normally never, ever, ever go to an ATM at night. I mean, that shit just don't sound safe. But I am sorry to hear
I
that.
don't know why
And
people. I mean, is it that bad? Like, I'm trying to figure out. I must be in like really good areas of Cebu because I'm telling you, like, I've walked around at night with lots of money on me. I've been at bars with lots
nobody
of
want to
money
fuck
on
with you,
me.
AC. You
That's what I'd
you
be
too bad, bro.
wondering.
Nobody want to fuck with you. Nobody want to take the chance. Because it's gonna take like 20 of them, and they already know if they ain't rolling deep, it's not worth it. Number two, they may not know what you holding. You don't dress flashy, so they don't really come at you unless they see you pull out a wad of money in your pocket, which I'm pretty sure you may or may not do. I'm not sure, but you know, I don't see them coming after you, because you don't look. You mean we most of the time they don't
That's
give a
why I be
fuck
wondering.
about
But
us.
like, I hear all these negative stories all the time. Like people always saying like what goes on in the Philippines. I don't never see none of this when I'm physically there. I don't even see anything close to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no fighting. I don't see people getting robbed, and that's why I was wondering. I must be in certain parts of Cebu where it just don't. It's not common or something. You know.
And you know what? That's rare though, because there is a place in Cebu. My girl told me about it. It begins with the letter C. She said it's bad there. Like a lot of crime happens in this particular place in Cebu. I can't remember. Somebody will know, but there is a place in Cebu that begins with the letter C. They say that's like a high crime area. It's up there with the crime rates, and it has one of the worst crime rates in all of the Philippines. But then again, there's a place in Davao that probably has a place like that too. So, or Mindanao, I should say, not necessarily Davao. But Smooth Wrist says I don't have a ladder, so I have to snatch all the low hanging fruit.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Hey,
Get yours, man. Get yours.
do you, man? Do you? Pedro said he seen the feed and clicked and said, "What the fuck?" and moved on, referring to the video. Yeah, man, it was a rough one. You know what I did though? I scrolled through it like mad fast because I wanted to see who was gonna come through and actually chat with him. and guess who showed up? My
Oh
man,
my goodness.
only person comment, and our boy, man, Andy. I love you, man. I love you like a play cousin, bro. But you had me there, man. You was on one. That was different. That was just a different one. But like I said, man, it was my man's birthday. He was enjoying his life, so I just said, nah, man. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. You're right, Ray, man. Got to do your transactions during the day.
I was actually
Cal
gonna
Winston said,
respond. Yeah, I was just about to respond to that. I'm like,
"Go ahead, go ahead,
hey,
read it real
if it
quick."
would have happened, if well, he said, I'm testing fate by telling everybody I walk around with lots of money. But I'm like, if it would have happened, it would have been happened because, especially last year when I was super green with the Philippines, I didn't know nothing about the Philippines except the women, look good like everybody else. If anybody tell you they knew about the Philippines the first time before they went, I don't truly believe that. We all go for the women, and that's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking with it. But when I
Hey.
got there, I'm telling you, man, like I said, I exchanged $2,000 cash as 100,000 peso or 100,000 some change, something like that. I changed.
Right.
Was walking around the mall, and I had my my first booty loo with me, and nobody even everybody was looking at me like I was gonna rob them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't
Bruh,
know.
I don't think they want to test that fate with you, bruh. I honestly believe that.
I had more of a problem almost getting extorted. And I told that story when I was in the Philippines. I almost got extorted by one of these girls' families. I was
Mm.
more, you know what I'm saying? That was my biggest problem, not people in the street. Because, I mean, a lot of the little kids, back when I had my dreads, they just wanted to come up and touch my hair. You know?
Oh man, that's true. I mean, like my man said, bro, I don't think nobody want to fuck with you, man. They don't really want to fuck with me either. I'm not that big, but they don't really fuck with me either. So, like I say, I don't really carry a lot of money on me. Ain't worth the risk. But I do. Devonte Arnold. I agree with everything that you say there. I'm not big on races and stuff like that. But he did make a great point. I mean, talking about races in the Philippines, but he says most of the time there's a pro of being black or African American or whatever it may be. People sometimes don't think you have money, and sometimes they are scared. And that's true. They're either scared to fuck with you or they just don't think you have enough money to try to rob you from. That's why they don't really kidnap. Or you don't hear too many stories about them trying to kidnap us. But again, gotta be careful. I mean, you still gotta be careful. Hold on. Oh boy, I did not know he got robbed. He got robbed, Terry? AC, did you hear homeboy got robbed? I didn't hear that.
Who?
Um, oh boy. Read what Terry said after your comment to Devontae.
Let me see.
Right after that one,
Oh
so
well,
it's a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If he got robbed, all that's doing is just reaping and sowing. That's all that is. Because if you can rob people on social media, then hey, you reaping what you sow. If he really did get robbed, because I heard he's been doing a lot of dishonest things, and I don't know him personally, so I'm not gonna say he's a bad man or anything. But if you are doing
Mm,
dishonesty, then don't be surprised when it come back. You know.
yeah, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh, oh man, HT, I'm gonna give you this question. My man, Get Lost Vlog says, "Forgive me for being oblivious, but what do y'all mean when y'all say low hanging fruit?" Give it to him. Give it to him. I'm gonna let you answer that one.
Low hanging fruit. That's what it is. Watermelons. What you want? Peaches. Grapes. You get strawberry. You get what you want. I'm just gonna. Well, somebody else. I see somebody else already answered it. Rain Man. Of course, Rain Man had to answer it.
He gonna always
But
tell you. He gonna tell you what everything means.
I don't consider it.
Well,
No, 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 no. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. Rain Man answered the way he want to answer it. I don't think
mm,
these women are low class. I think the women are just more accessible
there
to
you go.
being open minded. You know what I'm saying? They're more acceptable to blind people or people in oxygen tanks, people that look like Tales from the Crypt, people that look like they woke up out the casket. This just more open minded to guys like that. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Well, yeah, I would probably say the same thing. Low hanging fruit is the more accessible types. How you choose to get at them is up to you. I don't really I have. If you go back and listen to the live stream, I guess I explained it the way that I felt it was in that particular live stream. I can't remember the words verbatim, so that's why I don't want to repeat it. But Eddie says the rate goes as low as 36 one time. I've been going to the Philippines 15 years, so 50 is good. Oh yeah, the rate's been as low as about 36, 37. But yes, all of our prayers go out to my boy World Traveler, man. That's some sad shit to hear, man. Just but that's just one thing that I learned. I never go to the Philippines. I mean, I never go to ATMs at night. I think even my pops told me that. And if I go to the ATM at night, I'd never go alone. Like my girl would be there, and I don't want to put her in danger. But at the end of the day, when somebody sees two of you there, 9 times out of 10 they ain't gonna test you. But I'm being real though. HT man, I think you could go any time of the day or night, man. If you had to go, I don't think nobody gonna touch you.
I mean, what convinced me that maybe it's either that's just the hand of God. I'm just in the hands of the Lord when I travel, or
Mhm.
some people just like you said, they just either intimidated or just that we ain't got enough people to get them today, but we'll get them on Friday. You know what I'm saying? We'll come with the jeepney full on Friday.
You damn
But
right.
Cause I'm telling you, man, I've walked out of like clubs, you know what I'm saying? Like with, and people know I got cash because I'm buying drinks and stuff like that. They know I got money. I'm not using no card or nothing. I'm paying cash. I'm pulling out, big old wad of $1,000 bills, and I'm
Whew.
walking to my condo. I'm talking about at night, walking to my condo, and I got people looking at me and they going the other way. See
Ooh.
what I'm saying? So as I'm saying, it must just, I'm either in a good, really good part of Cebu, like a
Nah,
safer
they
part,
scared of you. They
or
scared of you.
yeah,
They
or they
scared.
just ain't we. They just thinking we ain't got enough today. I'm gonna call up Uncle Pedro or Jesus or whoever. We gonna get him though. We gotta have at least 25 though. So
We gotta come deep. I'm telling you, man, we gotta be smart in the way we do our thing out there, guys. Going at night may not be the best idea. Just wait until, the next time. I see my man Fed Up. You gonna check out. Appreciate you coming through. My man Get Lost Vlog says that, they're just scared of African Americans, and that could be true. That could definitely be true. It could be one of the reasons, but then again, I wouldn't take the chance though. Just because you feel like somebody's scared of you and you feel like nobody want to test you, I don't feel like being tested. That's just my thing. I just don't. I don't want to ever have to put myself in a situation like that. So, like I said, there was one time I got twisted at a bar, man, and I had to go all the way to catch my Jeep. I had to walk probably about a kilometer to go catch my Jeepney to go home, and nobody bothered me. That was in the heart of downtown and about 11 o'clock at night, and I would basically consider myself in a vulnerable state. I would say it was a vulnerable state, but I was okay. But you just got to be careful because you damn sure don't want nobody to test you. But I think if anybody was gonna come at me, that would have been the time to do so. And nothing happened, thank God. So you're pretty much safe in certain areas. Like maybe where you are in Cebu, nobody wants it with you. And I mean, maybe where I am in Davao, I'm pretty cool too. So I really haven't been
it only
tested like that, and
take.
I don't.
I'm about to say, I know for
I
me,
hope I
it,
don't.
it only take one shot. So if I got about 4 or 5 on me, I know I can get 3 out of there, and I can handle the last two as the other ones are on pillows. But I don't. I'm just also too. I'm a very friendly guy. I try to avoid any confrontation, or I don't try to present myself violent because I've seen guys like in the mall. I notice they carry the stigma like "don't mess with me" type attitude instead of just kind of being friendly, and I can see why that would draw negativity to them. But I try to not have that attitude. I don't even want that kind of energy. I don't want people looking at me like, okay, well, I'm saying this dude on something. I want them, he's just a nice big old teddy bear. you know, that could knock your head into from Cebu to Manila. But I'm a nice teddy bear.
You gotta ask. They gotta ask themselves, do they want that smoke? Like, how bad do I really want it?
I mean, if
How
they want in
bad
the
do I really
ring,
want this?
if they want it in the ring, anybody can get the smoke. I don't care if
You
from
tell
flyweight to your mama weight, anybody can get it in the ring. We can put the gloves on, and I'm more than happy to go rounds. But on the street, because nobody plays fair. So
Danny, you're right though, man. Them tandem bikes, man, they be taking people out though. Them tandem bikes. But the thing is with tandem bikes, nobody's gonna get off that bike. They might pop you, like they might shoot at you. But normally when you do tandems, I've never seen nobody rob somebody on a tandem because normally they kind of just shoot people and run, or they like do something and run. They don't, or if it's a female, they'll try to take the purse off of her while they're driving by. But with a man shouldn't have a purse, but and a guy who wears a sling bag, he'll wear it over his body, like across his body. So it's not something you could just take off of him unless he's holding it on his shoulder. So most of the time, the tandems, that's how they'll get you. But
I
most of the
got I
time,
got a
I've seen
question
tandems
though.
towards women. Go ahead.
Overall, would you say, because you live there, man, would you
Hmm.
say, because I'm reading what World Travel said and stuff like that, would you overall say that uh, Filipino people overall are friendly? They're not dangerous? Like when you go to like other countries, like I've been to Latin America and I've been to other
Hmm.
countries, you
Hmm.
can tell that this is kind of a grimy situation. But I didn't get that when I was in the Philippines. I didn't feel that
Nah.
I need to watch my back like that. I just, even at night, even especially when I was down there Davao, that was crazy. Clean streets, no
Oh
dogs.
nah. Bro, you
Um,
just walk, you
I'm
walk
like,
around. I
man,
told you I do that shit all the time, man. Walking around Davao City at night. I did the video on it. I mean, nothing. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing's gonna happen to you, but it's very rare. You gotta, I don't know. It just has to be an opportunistic moment where somebody is feeling themselves for them to come at you at night. In Davao City. But overall, most of the people are friendly. Most of the time, people just want you to sit down and have a drink with them. If it comes to like a nighttime scene, and like especially if you go to a bar or something, they're cool to share a shot with you. And that's if you want to. And most times, you know, considering that situation that guy, that foreigner went through where he ended up getting shot, um, it's a little bit different when it comes to Davao because Davao is more city, where he was more provincial.
cause
And I can only imagine what he said to those guys that got them riled up because he had to have said something. I
cause
mean,
when I
I just
think of
go ahead.
like, no, I'm gonna say when I just think of all the bad things that everybody talks about, I think of Manila. Like when guys getting screwed over by women, like leaving them and using them, and then guys getting robbed. It's always in Manila. I think like Manila or like they go to a province or somewhere where they're just not protected. But like when I be like in Cebu or when I think of like Davao, especially when I was there, I just don't feel that vibe, that grimy vibe that people be talking about. I don't know if people just
Nah,
taking that mindset to the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Some people just got a negative mindset like that. They just think everybody's out to get them. But I just don't feel that when I'm there. Like I do with like when I've been to other countries. Like when I was in Colombia, you can kind of feel a little atmosphere that hey, if you're in the wrong part of a town, you know what I'm saying? You kind of feel they sizing you up to see, or like in Dominican Republic. But I just didn't feel that when I was in Philippines.
nah, I don't. I know. I never got that vibe either. I mean, like World Traveler says, they nice and friendly. Just got to keep your head on the swivel, and that's something I do agree with. I mean, I am to the point where I'm happy and I'm cool and I don't have to be on high alert, but I want to make sure that I'm not going to put my guard down to the point where I'm going to allow somebody to take advantage of me. That's what I will say. So that's pretty much the only way for you to do it. um so somebody got in trouble and got fired from Kansas City Chiefs for kicking a chick. Well, he's stupid. All that money because he
What?
uh, some dude from the Kansas City Chiefs got fired. Who was his name again? Kareem Hunt.
Was
He
he a
was
football
beating on a
player or he
woman.
was just on the
Yep,
team?
yep. No, no, no. I think it was a football player. I think he was a well, I don't know what position he played. I could care less, but that's his problem. He want to lose millions of dollars for beating on a woman. That's your problem. You too damn rich to be losing your job, and now you'll never work anywhere ever because you'll always be known as that dude that kicked his wife or kicked the girl or some shit. So you're fucked. But anyway, you know, you just yeah, you're right, man. You can't put a hands on a woman. But as we were talking about earlier, if you feel like Davao City is safe and friendly, I believe that it does. I believe that it is a very friendly place to be. I like it.
Cause
I mean,
we were walking at night. That day we met, we walked,
mhm,
at night and stuff. Before we left the next morning, and I'm telling you, there wasn't even hardly people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it just was. It was completely
yeah,
opposite of Cebu. I believe Cebu is safe too, but you know it's more crowded. But like when
right. That's
there in
all.
Davao, yeah, it was clean, man. I'll take that's got to be one of the cleanest cities. Is that the cleanest city? Probably in the Philippines.
Should be. Yeah, I mean, it should be. There are cleaner areas, but overall, as the city, I mean, like I said, you're gonna run into some areas that may be a little shady, but for the most part, Davao is definitely considered one of the cleanest and safest cities in the Philippines. Period. So, I mean, it's definitely no. I don't think HT. They say does HT chill in Cologne at night. That's a part of Cebu. I don't know if you've ever been there. You probably shouldn't go there because I know it's
I don't if it
dangerous.
wherever yeah if it's bad any dangerous area I don't go. I
And
don't.
I'm pretty sure if I know Melody wouldn't even let you go there. So, so I mean, I think it's no different than Tondo. I mean, I wouldn't go to Tondo after dark. I mean, Jay, Black American Expat, he talks about that place a lot. So, but yeah, man. He said, bro, I don't even have money like these guys, and I got girls on deck to handle other females. Yeah, you gotta have girls. I do too, man. I got girls that are
Or just
handles.
get you some lady boys that'll handle.
Ah,
No,
bruh, leave them lady boys alone, man. They people too. They're people too. I did hear a long time ago, and if Malcolm was here, MJB, he would testify to this. There was a guy that we were talking to over on his channel a while back, and we were having a conversation, and I think the lady boy topic of conversation came up, and he had said something to the effect of, I'm cool with lady boys, like I don't, I'm free, I'm like a free spirit type person, and you kind of knew what he was trying to hint at. But I didn't even know my man was down like that. But I mean, you learn more about people every day because of it. Hey, man, don't you be talking about Dwight Howard. Leave Dwight Howard alone.
let
That's
that
not my
man,
favorite.
yeah, let that man
Let that man.
enjoy his,
Did you ever
enjoy his
watch
little
Big Hurt?
situation.
Do you know Big Hurt 916, the YouTuber?
No,
Watch his
no.
video.
Oh, you talking about this? You ain't
Find
talking about
him.
the you ain't talking about the prison dude, are you?
I think he was a bald dude, kind of dark, like real
Yeah,
dark.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's got a channel,
I knew
Big
you talking
Hurt
about.
916.
Yeah, I know you talking about.
He got about 15. Bruh, look at his channel. This full title, the video is Dwight Howard busted cheeks.
Yes,
And
yes. I
bruh,
saw that in my
that was
recommendation.
that was please watch it. That is the funniest fucking video I've ever seen in my life. Just the way he talks about it. And then if you read the comment section, he was like, yeah, Big Herc says, I talk about everything from gadgets to cars to shoes, dot, and busting cheeks. Because they were picking on him because, the way that he titled the video, that's what had everybody watching it. But it was definitely funny. But they be talking about, yeah, Dwight Howard be busting cheeks now and shit. I kind of found that to be awkward, but a lot of people say he was always down like that, and who am I to say? I don't judge. Mm. But that was funny though. You did hear about Dwight Howard being out with that butt injury, right? For 2 to 3 months when he was sitting on the
No, but
bench.
I mean, yeah, but I
There,
guess according to
now,
what
now
Rain
you
Man
get
was
it.
saying, I guess yeah, we know why now.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We know why. Cat is out of the bag. So he's the wide receiver, not the tight end on that one. But you know, I know that's the wrong sport, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, it is his own private business. But what kills me about the entire situation was that girl or whoever she is kind of put his business
That
out there. But she
object,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part though. I mean, it is his business and it would have remained his business, but that's the problem with these scandalous ass females or wannabe females. When they want to expose you, that's what they do. They talk about the private messages that you send between them. They save all that shit. They looking for a reason to get at you or a reason to expose you. That's the problem with being famous and being an athlete. You know, there ain't nothing you could do about that. Which is why if you're ever famous, please avoid I don't know what to tell you, man. Just avoid if that's your lifestyle.
world traveler. That's what we call cutting out the middleman. If you read his comment.
Oh my god. Hey man, let that man live his truth, G. I ain't mad at the homie. Like I said, I never really cared for him as a basketball player anyways. Hold on, what the hell? Time out. I gotta read a comment. Give me a second, guys. Well, that's interesting. I pray this never had. Yeah, you better have said no. My father just sent me a message on Facebook talking about somebody came to the condo offering $200,000 cash for the condo that we stay in, the one that I put in the video, and he said no. So I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it must be a pretty good area for them to do that. But yeah, man. Terry says, HT, if you say Davao was cool and clean and nice, it must be true because we know Dr. Mike is going to show favoritism. You damn right I am. And you got to listen to the man that says fuck Davao every single time he comes on his channel. He hasn't done it recently. But if a man come out every time and say F Davao, but then he say, nah, it ain't that bad. Come on now. Come on now. I don't
No,
have
I
to
mean
tell you. I don't.
like I put it
I
like
mean,
this
it
though.
ain't.
You ain't gonna for anybody because I know a lot of people. I know if you want to meet women, Cebu and Davao, other than Manila, we're gonna leave Manila out of it. But other than Cebu and Davao, those are like the two most popular spots because AFA and there's other websites that promote Davao women and Cebu women. So a lot of guys will transition over there. But the difference between Cebu and Davao, Davao is clean and it is more friendly, but there ain't as much to do. Cebu, you'll
Yep.
have a lot more to do. That's the only
True.
difference.
That I will agree with. I mean, hashtag Team Davo. Thank you, Liz. And I know if my man Tony Towers was here and John Jones,
Liz,
they would also be.
I'm about to delete that comment, Liz. I'm
You
deleting that
can't.
comment. No.
No, you can't. But let me keep it real with you because I'm one to keep it honest. I don't care. Davao City is a there with Davao City. There's enough to do. Enough. There's just not a lot to do. And I mean, you'll as long as you can get yourself into a routine, you'll like it. And me and HT, we said this. We talked about this off camera. I don't know if it made it on camera, but we said that Davao would probably be a good place. Was it to retire or was it like for a first timer coming in? I don't
Yeah,
remember
like
what we said because
we were talking about like the older
right, it was
guys because it's
right because
slow.
it's a slower pace. Right, it's a slower pace, and I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing, there's nothing really to say against that. But I do know that in Cebu things are really popping. I visited Cebu for about 2 weeks, so I know there's a lot to do. You hang out in the IT park. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's too much shit to
That's
do to
what
be
that
honest with you.
Subway Mercado is that I showed you guys. That's right there in IT Park right there on
Exactly. So
I forgot what days it was, but one thing I would say if a lot of guys that I know, I talk truck drivers, and I don't know if anybody in this chat is a truck driver, but I know for the lifestyle they want, I tell them if you want to, looking for a woman, just go to Davao because it definitely you'll enjoy that more than Cebu because Cebu is not as clean,
it's
nowhere near as clean, but it's just
mhm.
too much of a happening, and also too, Davao you don't got all that begging, like you do in other cities.
That's true, and I didn't take note of that until you brought it to my attention. Because I mean that's where I normally hang out. But considering that I was just in Manila before I went to Davao this time, you could tell that it was definitely less begging than you would find in probably other areas. Cal Winston, you crazy? He said people were scouting my YouTube videos on my condo. That's why that dude came to the condo offering 200 stacks. I said, yeah, it's probably true. Hey man, thank him for the view though. Eddie Jackson says, Dr. Mike, do you have to deal with racism over there? Like in the US? No. You have
See,
racist people, but it ain't
I was gonna
it's few
say
and far between.
what the thing people get confused with they get this confused with racism preference that women have versus racism. They always get that confused because a lot of guys think a lot of black guys they think just because a woman over in the Philippines prefer a white man, not all of them, just like some, they think that the country racist. That's not true. It's just there are a lot of women
No, that's not.
that they want to be with white men, but the country itself embraces you like a European white guy or American white guy. You can go over there, and as long as you ain't causing no trouble, obviously,
Hmm.
you're gonna be treated fine. You know.
Exactly. And that's the best way to put it, guys. A lot of people want to believe that just because you're not a woman's type, oh, she's racist. And that's far from accurate. And I've had to learn that over time too. I mean, I never thought that a woman was racist. I just thought she was just fucking rude. Because sometimes an HT and probably many of you can attest to this. These women can be brutally fucking honest, like brutally honest. If they don't like you and you keep coming at them, they'll end up telling you the reason why they don't like you. Maybe they just don't like you because of your skin color. Maybe that's just not what they're attracted to. Doesn't make them racist. You can probably stretch the line out and call them ignorant if the reason why they don't like you is because of your skin color, but you can't be mad at them because you're not their preference, because that would be like some girl getting mad at you because she's not your preference. You understand? So everybody's got preferences and biases. You just have to accept it. Just because she don't like you because of your skin color, I mean, you could try to fix that, but it wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth your time. You just
I
have to
will.
accept things the way that they are. But go ahead.
No, I was just to add that real quick. When I was over there my first time, the only thing that was coming up as a consistency was a lot of women were thrown off by my dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a race
Okay.
thing though. It's just because the hair it just caused so much attention. I mean, I couldn't go nowhere without people. Some people thought I was in the NFL, or some people thought I was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
but and some girls are shy. They don't like that kind of attention. Like when I took this one girl, we went to the lemon company or lemon whatever it's called, the best lemonade ever. We went over there and everybody kept staring at us, man. I'm talking about like crazy staring. I ain't talking about like staring, you know, you stare like the sun, you look and you look away. No, these people like just fixed on me, like, you know. And she
Hmm.
felt extremely uncomfortable, and it was because of that reason she didn't
Hmm.
want to, you know, proceed with me. She said it was like being with a celebrity, but whatever.
Yeah, but then again, like you guys are saying in the chat, I mean, if you want to pull the race card, then things will be looked at. You'll be looked upon as, racism, and that's not something to definite. That's nothing to care about. I mean, and again, Danny, I would never call a Filipino ignorant to their face, but you can tell that it's just the not knowing, the uneducated, when it comes to that. But then again, it doesn't matter whether you're educated or not. You like who you like. And if if you're not attracted to, like I said, somebody with dreadlocks, then hey, that's it. I mean, think about it. If
But remember though,
that's not you, go ahead.
I will say this though. If you do got dreadlocks, where
Mm.
you will be able to get women, remember the low hanging fruit. That's where you might want to start. You know what I'm saying? Start with the low hanging fruit and then
Work your
work
way
your
up.
way up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at
Yeah.
least you won't feel like you wasting your time. You know, now I was fortunate enough to have met the first girl that y'all remember y'all saw me with, but she was
Mm.
young. You know, them young people, the young Filipinas, they're definitely more open minded
Harder
with
to deal with.
race, culture,
Yeah.
and you know stuff like
Mhm.
that. But they just immature. That's the problem. But moving on.
That's a hard pill. That's a hard pill to swallow because you want to move things along, quicker, and you want it to be, a sincere relationship. But it's kind of hard to deal with that with somebody who's 21, and young like that. Not all of them act like that, but you might have to deal with that. And Danny, you're right though. A Filipino or a Filipino will give you the same thing. You come at them with good or bad attitude. So basically, you get the energy you receive. The energy you put out there is the energy you receive. Yeah, if you
So
have a
just be.
snobbish fucking attitude, you're gonna get shitted on. I
I
mean,
would just. That's what I'm saying.
black or
Like
white or nothing. Go ahead.
I would just tell people to be
Go
fake
ahead.
all the time. Just be fake all the time. Be happy,
Smile and
and
be friendly.
that's what I
Yeah.
do. That's Melody will tell you I'm fake as hell in the Philippines. Even when people I'm talking about they be messing my order up. Like you'll say, hey, I want to get a Sprite, and they give you a Fanta or a Royal, or they give you a Coke. Oh no, that's
So,
fine. Yeah, I'll just get a Sprite. But on the back of my mind, I'm like, I should slap this. No, I mean, I mean they don't even pay attention to you half the
bruh.
time. They frustrate the hell out of me. But I'd be fake as hell. I'd just be like, no, that's fine. Yes. Yes, everything's fine. Yes, yes, I like your country. Yes,
I won't be that friendly, but I tell them I'll be like, nah, I asked for a Sprite, so I expect to get a Sprite. Oh, you quite the opposite, man. I know people that when they orders messed up, they be about ready to blow a lid, man. He said the only place
I
that I
just,
had issues was with race in China. Only issues I had with race was in China. Out of the major cities, yeah, like the provincial areas, I can almost guarantee.
you said
Eddie
it was with a
Jackson
local
says to
woman
be.
though.
Oh, he said because I was with a local woman. Oh yeah, man, they don't like. They're a culture that's not really fond of black guys dating their women. That is a culture that I am aware of. I've watched. What's your boy's name? Come on now. What am I? I've watched him before, and he's made videos about how they're not really fond of the African American guys being with their women, and that's yeah. I mean, that's just a cultural thing, I guess. I mean, hey, what can I say? It ain't got nothing to do with me. Eddie Jackson says to be clear, I wasn't talking about women, more referring to how some of the hostile environments and attitude from the white guys in America. Well, nah, you ain't gonna get that kind of tension. You're not gonna get. Okay, let me. You know what? Time out. We didn't even answer his question. I am sorry for that. Eddie, you are not going to receive the same type of reaction in the Philippines as you do in the United States as it relates to racism and stuff like that in the Philippines. You're just not gonna you're not going to come across that type of energy. I've
But
never had
dealing with
that issue
the
where it's that strong. Yeah, dealing with the local people, nah, never, never, never,
no, I'm
not
saying like
not like that.
I
Go
think
ahead.
like the main thing is like dealing with the profiling and stuff that goes on here. You ain't gonna deal with that in the Philippines.
Yeah, they
Of
won't
anything,
profile you.
you're gonna be looked at as like a dollar sign, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, he's American. Wow, okay,
You
you know what
know,
I'm saying like that.
you know what they say, and I've heard plenty of people say this. They say they don't see black, they don't see white, they only see green. and and who are we to say that's false or not? I don't know.
They gonna think he probably African anyway. Because I swear, you just can't for some reason be American over there. Because when we were at that buffet that I don't even recommend at the Blue Radisson, you should have seen
Mhm.
how these people was looking at me like, man, he must be loaded. How can he afford to eat here? Man, he speaks good English. I don't know where did he learn his English. Like do they really think I'm African or something? Like, man.
Dude, now that's ignorance at its best though. But I mean, hey man, I don't care. If they hear you speak English, I think you'll be fine. Yeah,
But
Danny, you're right. If you
that was
can't,
common though. Oh, go ahead. No,
if
go
you
ahead.
can't handle if you can't handle getting your order wrong, please don't come to the Philippines. Hold on, Raymond. Hold on, time out. Raymond says if they offer you fried chicken, it's not racist because Filipinos love fried chicken too. You know what? That is one of my most popular videos. The video that was entitled "Why I Feel Filipinos and Black Americans Get Along So Well," and I said because of our love for fried chicken. YouTube won't let me profit off of that one. They think it's racist in nature. They will not let
No,
me.
we are
That
we're very close as far as like culture wise, because and I'm not trying.
Yeah, we are.
This ain't no profiling either. But what is the
It's not.
majority of black families in America? They're not that great with money. Well, that's the majority of Filipino families. They ain't great with money. Number two, our love for fried foods and sweets. And I mean, think about it, they come up with the halo halo. We come up with all these crazy desserts over here. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, everybody does what in the Philippines? Everybody likes basketball. I don't know one brother that even if he can't play, he at least gonna try. You know what I'm saying? So, and they love our music. I mean, when I was like, for example, when everybody know I do my rap music. When I let these girls, like when I would first meet them and I let them hear my songs, they would just start dancing and stuff. I'm like, man, they just love our music,
They like
So
it, yeah. It's it's yes. Rain Man, I read them all. If they offer you watermelon, it's not racist because they like watermelon. Fried chicken. If they offer you chitlins and dunaguan, which is the pig's blood, it's not racist because they. I mean, basically, most of the foods that are basically African American in nature, basically, you would find the majority of the race eating. Yeah, most Filipinos eat those exact same foods too, maybe in a different way. But yeah, you're absolutely wrong. And I mean, hey, I'm good, man. You know what? A lot of people tend, and here's the problem that I have because a lot of people tend to ask, or a lot of people want to bring in race or racial issues into every situation when it comes to dealing with certain groups of people. Now, you may say that there are some people that do not like you dating their women, and that's a high probability. And I agree. There are some people that may not be fond of you, dating their women, but in every situation, it can't always be, oh, this person is racist, this person is hating on me because of this, that, and the other. It can't always be that way. And like Danny said, and like everybody else was saying, man, you're only you only get the energy that you put out. But if you're all about this racial profiling, like if you want to bring race into every situation, then that's what it's gonna always be to you, because that's the way you go through the situation and that's the way you see it. So I mean, Trusty, what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying. Liz, that native chicken needs to be cooked for like 48 to 72 hours before I can even eat it because that shit is tough. That is the toughest piece of meat I've ever had in my life. That native chicken needs to be pressure cooked for at least 24 hours before I can even try any
oh
of that.
you gotta now, Rain Man. I gotta agree with that one because I was tearing up, and you can ask her. I was tearing up
Ramen
them
noodles.
ramen noodles. Oh yes, sir. Yes,
Oh
sir.
god, hey,
Seafood
his
flavor.
whole video, your whole video on the aisle at the grocery store of
Oh yes,
I think it was
yes.
your
That's the
your
first
combo
one.
video. I think
The
it was your
first one,
first
yeah.
one. Yeah, The whole aisle of ramen noodles. That's exactly what it is in the Philippines. They got one whole aisle dedicated to the spicy, the regular beef, the chicken, the seafood, the calamansi twist. I mean, they got all kinds of flavors, man. But they do love their top ramen, and I can tell you right now that yes, African Americans love top ramen too. It's a standard in every household, I believe. I know my people got a
I got ramen
stash
noodle
at
in my
home.
truck. So
I mean, it's that quick on the go meal, man. That shit works, man. That shit just works, man. It works. Liz, can you cook up a good top ramen? Can you make some lomi? I love lomi. Lomi's good. Lomi and mommy. Liz, if you can make lomi and mommy, that's my shit. It's like noodle dishes, like the thick noodles, man. I love them shits. Pancit canton, pancit bihon, all of that shit. But Filipinos have rice dishes out of this. I mean, noodle dishes out of this world. Number one. Number two, um, they like to do the carbs on carbs, so they'll put these noodles over rice, and that's a meal for them. It throws me through a loop because that just sounds like a flavor combination that wouldn't work for me. Now we do grilled cheese sandwiches with our ramen noodles, but they'll just eat the noodles on like regular bread and shit. It shit throw me through a loop. It throws
yeah,
me
they do.
through
Yes,
a
they do. I'm telling you, man. That's
that
why I
threw
was
me through a
saying.
loop.
That's why I was saying. In one of my live feeds, I was saying to some of the guys that were like, "How come, the women they get big and all that?" And I was trying to explain that to them. I said, "You got to watch your woman because the way they eat, if you let them just go buck wild, man, all that bread and noodles and all that stuff, they love to snack and all that. It ain't hard with that kind of food to blow up to a 200 Filipino cow."
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
You gotta watch your woman's intake. And I mean, thank God my girl doesn't find that tasty or delicious to mix foods like that. But Rayman said he used to eat pizza with rice. Damn. Ah man. Damn. Damn, damn. I ain't never had no pizza and rice. But you know what I do see a lot of? They'll eat chicken and rice, but they'll have pizza with it. That's like a combo plate at Greenwich. And that's like, you see that in the country, man. You'll see a lot of combination plates where it's a lot of carbs on carbs on carbs and shit like that. And nobody really pays any attention to it because nobody seems to care. I mean, that's just the way they grew up. And I've seen people eat ice cream on their with ice cream on like buns, like regular loaves of bread, like buns and shit like that. I thought that was crazy, but that's just natural. I can't read what I am not gonna read what Danny just said, man. But I'll let you
I
read it.
want to know who's eating that. I want to know who's eating it like that over there in the
I
Philippines.
mean, if it's yeah, I mean, damn, if that's good comfort food, Jesus Christ. I mean, you mean to tell me? I bet you that right there would be a hell of a diet right there. You lose a lot of weight.
But
Ah, you guys good.
that's one of the few things I did recognize though. For when I first went to the Philippines, I was like, man, this is just like home almost. You know what I'm saying with the food
You
and
did
and
say that.
the.
You said that in your first video. You said it reminded you a lot of your. No, you told me the reason that you chose Cebu was because it reminded you a lot of your home and stuff like that. Like something about it.
Yeah, but when I got there and I was looking at like the food, like okay, like you got chicken stands everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like in
Every other corner. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Every
like
other
like
corner.
here, like I got a fried chicken stand around the corner. I got one across the street. It's the same thing in the Philippines. But then, just seeing the people just being there, it was a good experience. My first time there was definitely the most intriguing. The last two times I've been there was the most fun because I didn't know as much the first trip. But it's nice to see even though they're Asian, there's people look just like me and you, same color. They just got
Right.
looser hair and don't speak good English, but it's crazy. So,
Liz, I do agree though, but I'm guilty of that. I don't use MSG, but I do use Magic and Ganesa Mix because that shit's just easy for food flavoring. I do agree with that. I see Christine in the building, Miss Cheesy Toner. How you doing? Shout out to Cagayan de Oro since she's in the building right now. I'm gonna show love to Cagayan because I do like Cagayan. I enjoy Cagayan a lot. And she is correct when she says that there is a lot more to do in Cagayan than there is to do in Davao. No different than HT saying that there's a lot more to do in Cebu than there is in Davao. So I will make sure that I show the respect that it so rightfully deserves. But you said your basketball team sucks. The PBA players or the national team? I'm sorry. Are you talking about your Philippine national team or the PBA players? I think HT, I want you to join the PBA, man. You think you can do it? I think you can make the team. I think you can make the team.
They
They
were.
always
That's
looking
one
for
thing.
imports.
This
They
one
always
thing I
looking
would
for
say
exports.
though, when and Melody
Let me
definitely
be your
remember.
manager. Let me be your manager.
But when I
Go
when I
ahead.
did play, that was one thing that just like being black and being on a basketball court in the Philippines is like being a low level god almost. Like they just assume you know what you're
You
doing.
are.
They was waiting for me to
It
dunk.
was.
I'm not gonna jump up there and dunk. You dunk. You dunk. I'm like, but
That
then
you are.
when
Go
I put
ahead.
the
Go
Jordan on them, no, that was something else. That's what threw them off when I had to do the little HT fadeaway.
ahead. Hey, they do be expecting you to dunk. They be thinking I can dunk. I be like, nah, motherfucker, nah, I'm good. And I'm not that. I'm not. I can't do that. I'll shoot. I'll shoot all day, but but yeah, like Christine says, she says that if you're a black player, you're like a god there, and you truly are. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't understand this. All NBA, all PBA players that are imports or African American, because most of them are, or some are from Africa too, because they may get picked up from one of the college teams. Um, you're like a god there. You know, you are the Kobe Bryant in the country. You are the LeBron James of the Philippines because you're playing basketball for the local teams there. And they pay pretty well too. I mean, they pay you really well for local standards. I mean, you're not going to make bank, but you know, I think a starting salary for a PBA player period is 100 to 150,000 pesos per month starting player.
Which is
And
a
that's
lot of
what
money
about three.
there.
You're right, which is a lot of money there. Yeah, it's only about $3,000 if you change it out. But in the Philippines, that is a lot of money. I said, dude, let me join the PBA. Let me just ride the bench. Let me just so I can get my 100 and 150K. And that's a starting salary. They'll put you up. They'll provide you a place to stay too. You know, they'll take care of stuff like that for you. I mean, so you are what I would consider like Christine said, and like you said, you're like a low level god there. You know, any black person on a Philippine basketball court is like God. When Steph Curry came to the country just to do a clinic, they flocked by the thousands, hundreds of thousands, or tens of thousands. I don't know how many people came. I don't remember where they held the event. When Kobe Bryant came, I believe he did one time. I know LeBron came. I know Dwight Howard came. I
I
know
know
James
Kevin
Harden came.
Durant. He was there earlier.
Came Durant too. They, I mean, well, they're treated like gods in the U.S., but you know, you can have somebody as low as who was that dude that played on Utah that had that good game against Russell Westbrook because he came there right after their team got eliminated last year.
Donovan
Well,
Mitchell.
Utah Jazz. Yeah, he was dropping like I think he averaged like some good points, and they,
He's
you
talking about
know, I
Donovan
think
Mitchell. Mhm.
yeah, he came there and they treated him like a god. I barely knew who the hell he was, but I mean, they know their basketball in the Philippines. So that's one thing you will never get over on them on. They know their basketball in the Philippines. You know, not just the good players, but any player that's willing to come from the United States to come to their country, oh, they gonna know about you and they gonna buy your jerseys and shit like that. And you know, you get treated pretty well out here if you know how to play a little bit of basketball. That I will say. I will say that. So, like I said, let me
I
just.
know when I got on the court, I know everything stopped. That's all I know. Like we came in, and I was just shooting around, and everybody just was stopping and staring. Yeah. Like
No,
man.
and you know what? And you know what makes it so much better when you actually sink the shot. Everybody's like, "Oh!" like, and you know what's funny? They expect you to do it. So when you do it, it's almost expected. So, you know, it was just good. It was, it's good to get out there on the court if you really know how to play and just shoot around with them. I mean, that's the type of love that you don't really get everywhere. But I promise you, you step out on that court, you are somebody to them. You are definitely going to be somebody to them. So, But Danny, you're right. If the goal was about 2 feet lower in the Philippines, I'd be ducking all over these motherfuckers. I'd be ducking all over everybody. David Webb says I can dunk a donut. I'm
And
sorry.
I can dunk an Oreo. So
Hey man, that shit caught me off guard. That's pretty funny. That man said I can dunk a donut. I can fuck with that too, man. But Tim H, you're right though. We do got to remember where we come from. My man Pedro said we can shake and bake the PBA. I'm telling you, man. I know some people who came out of college. I know some African American guys that play right now for the league. There's Gabe Norwood. There's a dude named Kelly Williams, and there's a couple of guys.
there's another
Marcus
big
Doughton.
dude. There's a big
Marcus
dude from
Doughton.
Miami that plays. Me and Melody was watching because she said he kind of reminded her of me, but he was tall. But he out of Miami. He plays over there right now. Got
Mm,
his name. Big guy. He's like 6'10".
6'10". Do you know what team he played for?
It was not them Dragons. Who was it? I don't know, but it was a PBA team though. It was a PBA team.
Mm. Fed up. Yes, we do remember Larry Bird. I love Larry the Legend Bird. He is a legend, but
The
Larry
Larry
Bird ain't
that
come
that
to the
never get off the
Philippines.
ground bird.
Hey. He couldn't fly, but don't yo. Larry Bird had an ill ass shot. That motherfucker could bank
That
some
man
shots,
was
man.
the epitome of a white basketball player.
I'm
All
sorry, but
you
I mean
white
that it.
guys, I mean, I ain't trying to hate, but all you white
He was
guys,
the
that's you right there, Larry Bird. That's y'all.
everybody, bro. Everybody wanted to be Larry Bird. Everybody wanted to be Larry Bird. I'm telling you, that man could shoot the hell out of that basketball. You all you could do is just sit there and watch and be like, I know this shit ain't about to go in, and it went in. And we're talking about he played basketball like they used to play basketball in the 70s. Just the layups and shit. I mean, I guess Bird could have dunked if he wanted to. He probably dunked in a couple of games, but that man played from the outside in, and he used to bank them threes. And I'd be like, God dang, Larry Bird gonna stop at the 3 point line and just bank it in with the ugliest shot I ever seen in my life. But he used to make it, and I loved it. I truly do. I mean, it was good watching Larry Bird play because he definitely represented he definitely represented
He
his
gave them
crew.
confidence, man. He gave them
That was
confidence.
that was the hope. He was the hope. That was it. Now I'm trying to think about who right now is running the game, who took Larry Bird's spot. That's what I want to know.
Cal
I want to
Winston,
know.
he right about that with Dirk Nowitzki. Remember
Yeah.
Dirk
Okay. So
Dallas? He can't jump either. That dude
Dirk
could
could barely
barely
just
get a toe off the
shoot.
ground.
He could definitely shoot. He could shoot that. Yeah, he could shoot the lights out. Yes, you're right, Christine. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I don't know too many people that could argue that. You might say Kobe. You might say
You
LeBron
know
of the
what's
new
funny?
age. You might say Magic Johnson. Oh,
I was gonna
Luka
say,
Doncic. I don't know. Go
yeah.
ahead.
He cold. Yeah, he's cold. He played for Dallas. He's cold too. He's good. He's more athletic
Okay.
though. He's actually athletic, but it don't count. It don't count because he ain't American. He ain't like white. You know what I'm saying? He got
Dirk
that.
Nowitzki. Well, actually, Dirk don't count either because Dirk from
Yeah, because he's
Germany.
German. Yeah.
God
So
damn.
yeah,
I mean, but
that's
well,
what I'm saying.
Bird.
Yeah, he was he was exactly what the American white male in basketball was confident about. We may not have no
That's
athleticism.
shit.
That man didn't have no figure. He didn't have definition or
Nah,
nothing.
no
But he could
definition.
shoot. He could shoot from Indiana to
Lights
Maine.
out. Oh my
So,
god. He used to bake that shot like it was nothing. But yes, Christine, you're right though. Andre Blatch, he is definitely a naturalized Filipino now because he played for the local team. But Larry is definitely the legend. I love Larry Bird. I'm just trying to figure out name. Well, yes, you're right too, right, man. Christoph Porzingis. See, but most of these guys were
he ain't
talking about
American though. He
that,
ain't American.
exact. Okay, World Traveler said Kevin Love, but we can't do that to Kevin Love because Kevin Love
Kevin
fell the
Love is
fuck off.
actually
He
he
fell off.
actually is
He was a
athletic.
rebound king. He was a
Yeah.
rebounding fucking machine, and I loved what he did. I love what he did for Minnesota before they traded him to Cleveland. He was out there getting them rebounds, but now he don't want to get in the paint no more. Now he just shooting outside, and the boy can shoot. So I guess if we had to give the award to who's the Larry Bird of this generation, you would probably have to give it to him because I can't see myself giving it to anybody that wasn't American, I should say. But
You got white
I'm trying.
people, they so desperate for somebody, they trying to claim Zach Levine. That's how desperate they get. We need somebody, damn it. We can't have all these Negroes running around here. We gotta have somebody.
Zach Levine do look more Caucasian than he is
No, he
black.
you
I don't
come on,
even
man.
know if
You
he's black.
can't there ain't no white boy alive in the NBA that I know that's jumping out the gym like that. Now there is a white guy who is not in the NBA who he does YouTube videos. That guy can
Hmm.
jump. But in the
Right.
NBA, there ain't no white guy jumping out of the gym like
Okay,
that.
Rain
So
Man, you're right. Gordon Hayward is actually pretty good. He's not jumping out the gym, but he's definitely a name that they can hold on to. And you talk about purebred from wherever he from. I think he was from one of them small ass towns too. I remember where they said he was from. I just can't remember.
they
All
they,
right,
they
Liz,
got
can you
mad.
not?
They got mad when he left Utah though.
Oh my god. Oh, they was about to burn his jerseys and shit, but he had to go to somewhere that gave him a chance to win a ring. But yeah, you would have to say Kevin Love or Gordon Hayward. I think that's pretty much that's all they got right now. That's in the United States, I should say that's probably from
But
the
in the
US.
NBA, I mean, I know a
Yeah.
lot of white super athletes that can they can jump,
Yeah.
they can run, they just ain't professional. But I mean, in the NBA, it's like it's almost like I don't know, like almost like a rejection. You're too athletic. We
Oh
can't
my
handle
god.
that.
I'm
I
just
don't know.
reading the comments, guys. Rayman says Stephen Curry can pass as white. Yeah, he is about highlighter translucent. Like if you put a
That's
flashlight
what
to him.
that's what that girl said in my social video. She said, "I want a guy like Stephen Curry. He is my idol." I'm like, you got to be
Mm.
kidding me.
You want highlighter? Okay, okay. My man David Webb says Zach Levine looked like one of El DeBarge's illegitimate kids. Well, El DeBarge had probably quite a few of them, but Cal Winston said Gordon Hayward was good, but after that injury, he seems half of what he was. Hopefully, he can get back to himself normal. He'll get back to his normal self. Yeah, man. But Raymond said he got paid already, so he probably ain't gonna push himself, which is true because y'all do realize that Gordon Hayward. I don't even know if it was the first game or if it was a pregame where he got injured, but I think the first game he played for the Boston Celtics last year, he got injured. So that man definitely, you know, ill get lost vlog. Yo, this motherfucker trying to pick on the way I talk. I said illegitimate. I did say that, but I meant illegitimate. My bad. But
Ain't nothing wrong with creating your own words.
I did say illegitimate though.
You
That shit
use
was
use your education. You know,
I could use that education of my own. She said Shaq is the best center of the century. Hard to argue that. I mean, Dwight Howard was well on his
I would say
way, but he fell
most
off.
dominant. Shaq was probably the most dominant because of his size. Everybody's gonna say Kareem. Everybody will always say Kareem.
That
You
damn
know,
skyhook. And
uh,
the only reason Kareem got a good look because that dude got like the most points scored in NBA history with 38,000 points with that damn skyhook. Yeah, so yeah, he's probably gonna always be considered the best, but he was the dominant of his era, no doubt. Oh, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yeah. I like Kareem too. Kareem had what was Kareem? He had that bank shot, didn't he?
no, it's
The
just a
dream hook.
basic.
Ain't that what
No,
he
yeah,
called it?
the basic skyhook.
Dream shake.
The skyhook. That's
Yeah,
what it
the
was.
dreamscape. Wilt is still. Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain was.
He
See, the
was
thing about
dominant.
Wilt
Will
Chamberlain
Chamberlain
though,
was dominant in the bedroom. That's where he was
he was a
dominant.
good. Yes, he was. That'll be his only. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points. First person to score 100 points in a game, but he'll only be known for the women that he betted. That's pretty much it. That will be what he. That would be it. The only person that was close to Shaq was Yao Ming before he got injured. I think Yao Ming was supposed to be his biggest competition, but Yao couldn't stay healthy. So
Oh yeah,
I'm really
yeah,
trying to
yeah. He
find.
talking about Hakeem. He talking about Hakeem Olajuwon. I apologize. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in the
Hakeem the Bean.
conversation. He's definitely in the conversation. He's in the top like 10. But I don't know if they consider Hakeem more of a power forward than a center. Yeah, he played center, but I don't know if they because I always hear him being compared to Tim Duncan, or Tim Duncan being compared to him. So
Oh,
that's why I'm
don't
wondering if
talk
they're
about Mr.
putting.
Fundamental. Now. Don't you dare go there.
Oh, you know
We
that's my
know about
guy. That's
fundamentals.
my guy. Yeah.
Don't talk about big fundamentals, man. Oh man, how the hell did the conversation get from where we started from to basketball? Yes, get lost vlog. Yao Ming is still alive, and Yao Ming is making bank in China. I think he's part of some organization that's. I think he's part of the CBA, the Chinese Basketball League, or something like that. He does something over there. So Shaq got him a little Korean girl now. That's what's up. Yes, Rain Man. Tim Duncan is the best power forward ever. You'll never find anyone better than him. But I do believe that Dirk Nowitzki is a close second. I will give him. Yeah, he owns the Shanghai Sharks. I thought he owned the team or something, so he's doing all right. I'm still trying to find somebody else that could, be the next great white hope. I'm trying to figure it out. I promise you. I'm thinking. I mean, anybody who's from the United States, period. Like we
You
said,
know,
we got Gordon Hayward.
they're trying to
Mm.
find great white hopes in all sports. Think about it, they're still looking for a white heavyweight champ in boxing. You know what I'm saying? They borrowed Vladimir Klitschko. He was from Ukraine. They said, well, he's white, so we're gonna roll with it. But
Okay, they got Fury and Wilder coming on. I'm not gonna say that's not heavyweight, but I mean that right there
no,
is their guy.
it's heavyweight. It's
Oh, that
heavyweight.
is
But
heavyweight. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting and people can come back to this on the replay. They can come back and say HT you were wrong after tomorrow if I lose. But I put a little bit of money on Fury for fun because he's a plus 175. So I'm like, let me go ahead and
Ooh, that's bank right there, man.
so I
I
just
put
put
a
a
hundred. I'd put 100 on it just because. That sounds like fun. I mean, if I take the L, at least I mean, shit. At least I took a chance. So if you put 100 on it, what's my payout? I don't
that
know.
would be 175. It should be 175. Yeah.
175.
170, 175, yeah. So what
Okay.
guys would do now? We talking about the big guys. They'll put a
Mm-hmm.
thousand on it, and you'll get back 1175
Cool. I
if
can
you
fuck with
win.
that.
So that's your trip right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, I put up a grand, 175. That's it. That's my money. Hey, teamwork make the dream work. Oh man, David Webb, you're right. The next great white hope is the Ball brothers. Never lost. There you go. Hey, HT, give it to him. Give him the LeVar Ball. I ain't never
Never
lost.
lost. He said Jordan
Oh,
Jordan can't. He said Jordan can't guard you. Jordan would never beat me. Never lost.
oh man.
That might be my new track coming out. I might come up with a track in the
Never
studio called
lost.
Never Lost.
You need to put him on the background. I'm sorry. You got to find somebody that can put a clip of LeVar Ball talking in the background. I swear that would make the entire track worth it, man. I swear. Um, man, Get Lost Vlog says that Caucasian people colonize everything, but we can still have basketball. I think we still got the majority of football too, though.
We
We
got
still are
everything,
the
man.
majority of
We
football.
got we got everything. The only thing we don't control is probably
Baseball,
baseball and hockey.
baseball,
You know what
hockey.
I'm
Oh god. Oh man. There are African Americans that play hockey and there are some that play lacrosse. That surprised the shit out of me. I read an article about a group of individuals that play lacrosse. I didn't even know what the fuck lacrosse was for a long time. But I got hip to the game now. Lacrosse is the shit. And little sticks throwing balls in them little sticks and shit. It's all good. And then also rugby. I think rugby is a sport that's underrated because that's football without the pads. That shit rough, man. But that's really played over in those them far off countries like Australia and UK and whatnot. You don't see America with no rugby team that I know of, but I guess they play it. The Dominicans, yeah, they do. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, the Hispanic group of individuals together, yeah, they pretty much run baseball. David Ortiz and all of them, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Fed up. I'm actually gonna teach my kid how to bowl, so that I'm thinking about in the future how hopefully my kid can become a professional bowler and put himself through school or something. You know what I'm saying?
Put him on he gonna get a bowling scholarship.
Or something,
No,
yeah.
Count
Because if
Winston, facts. Hold on. My man said, how did I grow up on the East Coast and not know what lacrosse was? I never fucking paid attention to it. I knew what lacrosse was when I was in high school. I didn't know about it growing up. I mean, I didn't just recently find out about it, but lacrosse is that shit though. When I seen them play, I was like, so they just run around in some helmets with a helmet on and some pads and shit, and they throw a stick with a little ball in it, and then they got to get it through the net. I said that shit sound easy. But then when I was in the Philippines, I picked up on cricket. Cricket is the fucking weirdest game I've ever seen in my life. But these people play it like it's religion. Them places like that, and like the Middle East, they love themselves some cricket, boy. And you know, I kind of picked up on that too. I played it once. That shit hurt my back. Bruh, I can't get down like that. You got to get all the way down to the ground and hit a little ball off a paddle or some shit. That shit too much work. Rugby players with sticks is lacrosse. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, David. Hey, who used to say that? I think that was Cat Williams that said, "If I play hockey, I'd be the only brother skating without a stick." I just want to check some people. Yeah, I just I just go chin check you quick. I don't even need a stick, bro. I said I'm just gonna chin check you all out the gate. But yeah,
I was the only black guy on my swim team in high school. And I'm
that's
talking about on
crazy.
all I'm talking about on all levels. I'm talking about from freshman to senior. I was the only black swimmer, and I was a sophomore at the time. But from all different levels of school, I was the only black person
Well, damn.
and the
Oh yeah, that's.
slowest.
Hey, see, you can't be coming in last every single time. Oh shit. No, I can't see it, man. Oh, that was Cedric the Entertainer that said that. You're right, man. I missed it. But yeah, Pedro, you're right though. Curling is the shit too. I like curling, man. I don't know how that shit work with them brooms behind that thing to slow it down. I don't know how it works, but you know, they be playing the fuck out of curling, man. So yeah. Oh, I ain't never played no water polo, man. I'm afraid to drown. Not that I can't swim, but I don't play that shit. I just it ain't friendly to me. Oh man. Damn, I think we talked about just about everything. I think I've been on for a minute now. How long it's been? Shit, I came on at 8, been like a little over 3 hours. I did not know that Jim Brown played football and lacrosse though. The more we know, man. Education is the shit.
Somebody in
Are
this
there any
chat always gonna know something. That's all I know.
yeah, bro, you know somebody gonna know some shit or somebody gonna do the research on it and bring it to the table. Kyle, what's going on, Brand? He says, are there any Filipino players in the NBA?
Clarkson,
Mm,
Jordan Clarkson, but he's half though. He's
technically
half.
half. Yeah, they're half Filipino players, but there's not anybody full Filipino. I do believe. Do not quote me on this. Please don't quote me on this because I feel like I'm about to be wrong. But I think there was one player one time a while back. I thought that was that Carlos Arroyo guy. What was his name?
No, that guy's Puerto
Uh,
Rican. He's Puerto
yeah, I
Rican.
thought he was Puerto Rican, but there was one guy in the NBA that was Filipino. And you know what? That's why I'm about to go Google search this man's name because I almost guarantee there was one. I'm gonna type in Filipinos in the NBA.
I know. For a while, who were they trying to claim? They were trying to claim Kyle Kuzma. Like he clearly ain't Filipino.
Mm-mm. Uh, okay. Well, yeah, they're only claiming Jordan Clarkson because they had some people who made the practice squad of like the D League, but nobody's ever really came up and played in the NBA. I swear there was one guy a long time ago, long time ago, like way back in the day. I want to say, but yep, all they got is Clarkson, and Clarkson is only half. So they do have half Filipino players, but yeah, no full Filipino players. Yep, that's the closest they'll ever get, I guess. And that's a shame though, because I was banking it all on Kobe Pattis, old boy son. I was banking it all on him because that man had a chance because he was good. He was going to UCLA following a straight up scholarship till that got fucked up, and now he's playing for some low level league, man. I thought Clarkson was at least half. He's only a fourth. Damn. She's only half Filipino. Damn. Well, he is a fourth.
Ain't nothing wrong with Kyle Kuzma, David. Ain't nothing wrong with Kyle Kuzma. You need to be complaining about what's his name Rondo. You need to be complaining about him with his old injured self now.
Hey man, he was over there spitting on Chris Paul, man. I was like, yo, Rondo about it.
And Lonzo need to
Rain
step up too, man. I'm getting tired of this passive aggressive crap. Man, just take the work with
He got
LeBron,
LeBron
man.
over there. No, he's let LeBron take the team. All right, fed up. I see you, man. He's letting LeBron take the team. He's like, I'm good. I'm good. You can just have the ball. I know LeBron's not calling for the ball all the time because I know he want a break too. That's why he moved over there because he figured he would be getting a break, but he still has to carry the whole damn team like he been doing. Ray, man, you're right. Kobe Patas could only jump and dunk, but that's all you need in the NBA now. If he could get in the pocket, he's good to go.
Yeah, if they don't believe that,
So I mean,
if they don't believe that, then why is Ben Simmons the star then? If all you need,
exactly,
you
dude.
know,
Ben
so,
Simmons can dunk. That motherfucker could jump out the gym. Period. I know a lot of people think about Blake Griffin. Why was Blake Griffin a star? Remember when he first came out after his injury? After his
he
first
got
year?
a three now. He shooting threes and stuff now. I'm
Okay,
like,
but that's
wow.
the thing though. He developed that over time. But remember what used to happen every single time that man touched the ball, his first year in, his first real season. Who used to lob him the ball? They call it Lob
Chris
City for a reason,
was that
right?
Chris Paul, right?
Goddamn Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was about 20, 30 of Blake Griffin's points right there. Lobs from Chris Paul. DeAndre Jordan used to get in on the act a little bit, but most of the time he used to lob to Blake Griffin because Blake Griffin could put his nuts on somebody's forehead every single time he touched the ball. But hey, ain't nothing you could do about that. You said LeBron is getting destroyed by Luca. Are you talking about big
Are
dude
they
from
playing Dallas right
the
now?
Clippers? Oh, they're playing. Oh, Dallas. Who's that big dude that's the center for the Clippers?
Yeah, that dude's so tall that he can
He
grab the
don't. He
rim
don't. No,
without
he don't
jumping.
jump.
Yeah, he can grab the rim without
Exactly.
jumping.
Oh my God, what is that guy's name? I love him. I love watching him just just dunk on people. They should never lose a game ever. All they do is just lob it to him on the inside. That's what I would do. He's the team right there. I think he's from the Clippers now, right? I think after DeAndre Jordan, they went out and got
He
a
said they
dude
playing
that
Dallas.
don't even have to dunk. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, man, this was a great live show, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close it because we've been on for longer than I know I'm normally good for. Diocic is giving LeBron that work. I ain't mad at him, man. I mean, LeBron getting old, y'all. Let's not overlook the fact like that LeBron's what 33, 34 now.
He good
That
though, man. Like he's really in good shape. He just know
yes,
that if he wants to get through the postseason, he understands that he got to be smart too. He can't just
oh
be
yeah, he ain't gonna
yeah
overexert himself. You're right.
yeah.
Boban. There you go, Marjanovic. I think it's Marjanovic. Yeah, Boban. That month could just be standing under the rim. I remember somebody tried to. Oh my god, I love Boban. I'm done. I'm too through, man. Boban is that motherfucking man. I love watching him play.
What you say, Rain Man? Father Time
34.
is Father Time's like never lost.
Never. Oh my god. Mrs. Heminger, what's going on, man? He said he used his no he didn't. He said that he used
I know. I just
I can't. I'm not gonna say it. I can't. That man always come through saying some stupid shit, but I love it, man. Oh my god. Oh
Liz
yeah,
got
you
her. She got her basketball. So
get it, girl.
time to hoop
Man,
now.
it is. He said some deaf freelancers, man. Where the hell do you find?
Said he not joking. No, he said he's not
I
joking.
can't. I can't. I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing this today.
I couldn't even
Oh
imagine how
man.
you would
But
try to communicate with them. What can you not hear?
me
No, they
neither.
can't. No, they can't.
Not really. You know what? Hemi, you killing me, man. And on that note, man, I gotta send my shout outs, man. I do, man. So hear me, thank you, man. Rain Man always, David, Liz, we love you. Cal Winston, my man, AJ. HT, as soon as I'm done, man, I'm gonna give you your final thoughts. World Traveler, man, we love you. And condolences to the family, man. Fed up. I see you out, Cal Winston. We love you. Kyle, welcome yourself to the family. Miss Cheesy Toenail, Christine, thank you for coming and showing some love. Um, I gotta get through this real quick. Hit Lost Vlogs, crazy world we living in, man. But thank you for coming through, Devonte. Always a pleasure. Tim H. If I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. I'll make sure that I shout you out. Who else we got? Michael Smith, man. What's going on, man? I caught you a little bit later. And oh shit, I can't scroll all the way back up. My damn chat fucked up. Shout out to Devonte, man. Appreciate the super chat. And also my man Derek Floyd, as always, man. I appreciate you as well. I know I missed a lot of people because my chat won't scroll all the way back up. Sometimes it automatically refreshes itself so that I can't actually get all the way back to the top. But I know uh Smooth Riffs was here. I know a lot of people were here in the building, and I'm sorry that I missed you guys, but thank you. Hemi says the phone said 1,500 peso condom. Okay, the fuck? I can't do it. 1,500 baht. I can't with this man. I can't. David Webb, you asking dumbass questions, man. I know you ain't gonna ask me who I think gonna win. You oughta slap yourself for that. Tell him you guess who ain't never lost. Tell him who ain't never lost. That black and gold, baby. That black and motherfucking gold. I'm putting money on the Steelers. I know I ain't gonna win nothing, but because I think they're gonna have the over under or whatever. So they'll be all right. But yeah, man, it was great, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Definitely make sure you guys smash that like button. Hit me, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. This has definitely been a great. I can't fuck with him right now. I just can't. I
I know
can't.
they got. I know he got stories.
I know you do, man. Man,
Oh man.
you know what I did wonder though. I wonder how it. Never mind. I can't. I ain't gonna say that out loud. I'm gonna keep it to myself, man. But this was a great fucking show. One of my favorite. This was one of my favorite shows of all times, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the conversation went on long enough, and everybody was participating, and we had a
This
good group
was
of people
this
come
was
through.
almost like a radio podcast today. Like something you would just be like I would listen to riding up and down the highway. Some of the
Exactly.
topics we was all over the place with these
We
with the
were all
chat.
over the place. It is true, and we need to do this more often, guys. I'm telling you, this is HT, man. You might be a regular, man. We might need to have we need to have a once a week show, man. We might need to, you know, much love to the Love and Life in the Philippines, man. That was a great show, but we might need to pull up something new real quick. I think me and you, man, we need to do a show once a week. I mean, whenever we could get it in to fit it in, we'll definitely need to make that happen because this shit was too much fun. And it's almost as fun as your favorite live show that I ever did. The one that you seem to revert back to every single time you talk to me. And nobody really knows about that one but you. You say the one that you go back and watch every now and again on the other
Oh
channel.
yes, yes sir. That one was classic. To me, that was classic because that didn't nobody know what that man was on that day. Nobody knew what the heck was going on, but
that was the legendary. That was the best
that
one
should
of all
have that should have like 100,000 views, man. That one. I mean, just it'd be like 100,000 people trying to figure out what is this brother talking about.
nobody. Nobody will ever understand. Cause that shit, it was just random as hell, but it was the best thing it was the best thing that I've ever seen. I ain't gonna lie, man. So guys, we might try to put together something once a week. We're not sure. Whenever my man's not on the road and we can get it in, it'll definitely be dope. And I think it will be even greater because we trying to make vlogging great again in the Philippines. I told you that one day if we can ever link up and actually do a live show where we're sitting in the same space, that would probably be an epic one too. So, we're gonna try to set all that shit up. I mean, I definitely Rain Man, should we tell them what stream it is? I don't want to talk
you you
not
should
out loud. You gotta
yeah, I was about to
email
say
me
I
for
don't know
that
if
one.
yeah, I'm about to say so I would just send him a link to it.
Yeah, I'll email it
He
to you
probably
because
was
the
on it. I think he was on it though.
He was
Raymond
probably
was
in
in
the
the comment
chat.
section. I thought I remember
Like,
seeing him in the comment
I
section.
think everybody was asking, what the fuck? No, what happened was the chat completely stopped. Remember, people people stopped talking. People stopped talking in the chat, and and I think HT was there because he was listening in. And the chat just stopped, and he thought that everybody stopped because they were trying to figure out, did this man just say what I think he just said, or like he was just, it was all over the place. But it was a good one, man. I loved it. It was great. It was too much fun. I can't tell you out loud, man. You gotta email me, man, or I'll send you the link. If you email me, I'll send you the link to that live stream because it was definitely it was HT's favorite. And then when I went back to actually listen to it, because you're paying attention while you're trying to do the show, but you never really hear everything that was going down until you actually listen to the playback. The boy Marquise the Great said, "Did you see what I saw? You remember? Did you read the comment section that he was trying to tell you what part of the
Yeah,
video to go
yeah.
back and look?" I mean, it was all over the place, man. It was probably the greatest one. Rayman, you got to email me, man, and I'll link you in for sure. Because the guest speaker wasn't a normal YouTuber, man. It was just one of the special guests that I had come on, man. It was a great one, but it was great. Ah, man. With that being said, guys, I think we're good. HT, final thoughts, brother. I'll let you go ahead and close it out.
I just encourage people to travel, get their own experience. And life is too short to miss opportunities. So when you get the opportunity to get on that plane, get on that plane, and whether it be find another companion or just experiencing cultures, it don't matter. I just encourage people to get out there while you can.
Amen. Ain't much I can say on that. I thank all of you guys coming through. I thank the dedicated listeners for coming through and just listening to us rant and rave. We kind of seamlessly drifted into other topics, but we kind of held our own with every topic that we touched on tonight. So it's always good to have guests on. I'm gonna try to make sure that I bring on more. He said, was it the I didn't have was he wasn't in China. No, I don't think he was in China, Rain,
No,
man.
man, he would know as soon as you send him the link, he'll know exactly what
You
you're talking about
remember,
because he was
but you'll know who.
he was in it. He was in the chat. I know
I
because I
think
remember seeing him. Mm.
I don't think they were roasting him, but I do remember a lot of people like confused about what was being said in the video. So did he get mad at the stream? I don't remember, but he could have been. I don't think he was in China though. I don't remember. Now, I mean, Rayman, I'll link you in, bro. Just hit me up in the email. I'll send you the link, or give me your email, and I'll just send you the link there. It would be no problem. But yeah, guys, man, it was a great show, guys. I appreciate all of you guys coming through and staying loyal and dedicated to the squad. We appreciate you 100%. Definitely gonna try to make this something we can do more on a frequent basis. I mean, I know you guys like to hear me talk, but sometimes it's always good to have other opinions on with me, and I like to get them on whenever I get them on. Most of the people that I like to bring on is people that I know. I kind of had to learn my lesson the hard way. when you kind of try to do a spur of the moment live stream, because that's what that one was actually. It was kind of a last minute
I want to
bid.
know when you gonna bring the legend the hating legend back.
Oh,
The greatest hater of all time.
oh, I bet you $10 if I ask, it's gonna happen. It's like a snap of a finger. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but if I said I wanted it done by next week, it could be done by next week.
I want to see a rematch between him and
Not
what's
happening. Not happening. I would have to put them both on, and that would be a disaster. Because I couldn't do it. Oh man! All right, guys, man. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you being part of the team. With that being said, the good doctor is officially out. At least Nako Paalam, which means we are going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita, mabuhay. Peace.